Trump is trolling when it comes to making Canada a 51st state.
Politicians shouldn't make jokes about things.
Yes, I don't think that the president of the United States should be making jokes about taking over other countries. God forbid we hold the most powerful person in the world to a higher standard.
Changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War.
A name change. This is the struggle you choose?
Branding is important. You should know that because you lost a lot of your viewers for defending a literal groomer.
You're not allowed to indiscriminately bomb boats.
I highly doubt they're bombing random sailors.
Do you know that? Because they are not engaging in due process.
The boat the Colombian man was on was carrying a ton of cocaine.
Perez was released without charge on October 22nd. He made this video in the middle of December, but I guess he would have never been able to know they let him off.
Holding SNAP benefits over people.
That happened resulting from Democrats wanting health care and other benefits for people who are here illegally.
There you go. No, undocumented immigrants do not have access to federally funded health care coverage. You heard Trump say a thing and you didn't do a basic Google search. Ultimately, you somehow made iDubbbz, a CTE victim, look like the most intelligent person that I've watched at the end of 2025. I'm clinker fatigued right now. Guys, listen, urgent alert. Just a Robot, the great Cinebear defender, has just went after iDubbbz. Frankly, if iDubbbz reacts to this could be his biggest W of the century. But you know what? We're still streaming. It was a late stream, and my wife's in the city, and I'm fucking drunk. So let's watch this. iDubbbz fails to debunk Trump. Hey guys, if you're seeing this, my editor had to jam this into the middle of the video in an incredibly jarring way because I forgot to plug my Papa Gut Leftovers channel with some great hits like The DoorDash Girl Just Went to Court, or It's Time to Boycott Coke. And somewhere in here is me with my shirt off. I forgot which video it is. It's in there, though. It's talking about the Boy Scouts. There you go. You'll love that. So go take a look if you like shorter form content.
So you might not know
Let's watch this.
this about me, but I actually got my start doing anti-SJW content.
What? Are you serious, dude? Nobody ever would have guessed. Hey guys, what's the pipeline of anti-SJW to defending child predator tendencies? Is that just the normal with Donald Trump as our president?
For all the zoomies who hear the term anti-SJW and think I'm speaking Russian or some shit,
Nobody thinks that.
SJW stands for Social Justice Warrior.
Are you serious?
Which was a cultural phenomena originating on Tumblr and American universities in the year who the fuck knows. But
2016? I think that's the answer.
It really started coming to a head in 2014 along with the emergence of Gamergate.
Oh, okay, maybe 2014. So then you know.
A consumer revolt smeared by the media, and you know what?
What, Brave Gamergate warriors burning down and all... Is this even real? I feel like it's not even real.
I explained the whole fucking thing, then we're gonna be here literally forever. So just to
I also wouldn't trust your interpretation, so...
simplify, SJW back in 2014 basically meant the same thing as woke in current year. Got it? Okay, basically.
Gotcha, thanks, man.
I would say it was part of the now disgraced anti-SJW or skeptic community here on YouTube. I watched all the feminist-owned compilations.
Oh, so you psyoped yourself into being overly focused on this shit?
Thunderfoot bitching about the 2016 Ghostbusters movie was my lullaby. Mundane Matt telling it like it is was my most trusted informant.
Hey kids, it's me, Polly the polar bear, and I'm here to tell you a random word of the day.
This guy says his word of the day is the N-word, the George Floyd covering it. This is probably a great influence for a growing mind, Jar.
My word today is
The amazing...
Why are you admitting your L's, dude? I would be ashamed of myself if I was watching that content.
atheist red-pilled me on race.
We're probably afraid of black people because they're statistically more likely to commit crimes like theft. This is despite the fact that blacks make up only 12% of the population.
And
Bro, you know what's interesting? They don't break down crime statistics by race the way that it should be. We stop at white and black. We don't really talk about, what about like Nigerian? What about Italian? What are Italians known for? I don't know. There's a lot of movies on it. What are Irish people known for? I don't know. A lot of movies on it. So I find it so interesting that you guys are like, oh, white, black, white, black, white, black. You know, the Irish were basically enslaved. Maybe not enslaved to that degree, but they had the British put their fucking foot. I mean, if we want stop, we got to stop stopping at white. What version of white are you? Are you the version of white that's known for gang violence? Or are you the version of white that's known for engineering? We got to stop doing this. Okay? And also, let's even take it a step further, because we need to take it a step fucking further, even more. All these white supremacist weird fucking freaks, because I get it. black people commit more crime. It's a systemic issue. It's because black people get fucking impoverished, and they've been treated like shit for like a long time. And those things still echo down till today. It's just a reality. But I mean, like, everybody talks about how violent black people are. Bro, what skin color dominated the world? Oh, it was white. You guys talk about how black people are so violent, but it's like we literally imperialized the world with our white skin. Now, our skin has nothing to do with it. You know, the skin is fucking irrelevant, but like, you guys want to stop short of every single thing. You guys never want to talk about gang violence when it comes to different forms of white people, or getting dominated by other forms of white people, or imperialism, or fucking genocide, or any of this other shit when white people do it. But you want to talk about how it's fucked up that black people steal. It's like, dude, stop. Like, it's fine. Like, if you want to acknowledge statistics, so you can be like, how do we fix this? Mostly it's going to be, more economic strength in the lower and middle class by taxing the rich. Let's be fucking real. Right now, we're on a K curve of growth. Everybody's like, oh, the GDP's up 4.3. Yeah, we're on a K curve. What does that mean? Middle and lower class are spending less compared to last year. Upper class spending more. Why do you think the GDP's up? Because rich people have more money, idiot, right? So that's what the real solution is. It's not a bunch of DEI and affirmative action policies. But have the conversation, dingus. Anyway.
Taught me the true purpose of a banana.
Behold,
whoa, putting it in your ass?
the atheist's nightmare.
He's saying that because religious men are very gay and they shove bananas up their ass. My ass is so tight from not being gay that it would crush the banana.
Armored skeptic. He was a person who existed, I think. Shoe on head. Oh, shoe on head. My muse. Countless nuts were busted over your videos.
All right, let's continue.
A notion of, oil was... And Sargon of Akkad, whose words suggest Philip still make the coolest quote known to man. I wouldn't even rape you.
What the fuck is happening? Why is that cool to you? What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
It sends a chill down my spine just saying it.
The fuck? So this guy defends a literal groomer, pedophile, and then his epic return is coming back on an anti-iDubbbz video talking about how he thinks that's funny. What the fuck? He comes back saying racist shit, that he wants to contribute shoe on Ed. And that okay, all right, buddy, good for you.
But then there was also me, just a robot, the scourge of social justice warriors worldwide, Jim Medicare's strongest soldier. If you can't
I'm drunk. I'm gonna have a hard time not saying slurs.
tell that this is all in jest, go ahead and make another video or stream pretending I'm a rapist or whatever. I'm kind of flattered.
He's talking about the time that he had like a story where he was at a pool and he saw like a 16-year-old girl, so he had to run away because he was afraid he's gonna like touch her or something weird like that. It was very strange. Like, he was afraid he was gonna have bad thoughts about her. It was such a weird thing that he said.
By how much those things are piling up, like holy shit. Anyways,
why are you scrolling through your catalog of videos?
Whatever happened to that period in history and my life? Well, it got old, and politics became even more divisive. Thunderfoot got mad some people were making jokes about a feminist content creator named Russian Deadpool who murdered his girlfriend.
Well, a feminist got triggered.
Yeah? For the final time. For the last time.
Not too soon, crowd. As I said before, like, too soon is literally 5 seconds before it happens.
This made him exit the community.
Sorry, guys.
He made fun of a girl who got murdered? What the fuck?
But if your response to an unbalanced guy picking up a gun and blowing away an innocent girl is joking about it before the body's even cool, fuck that. I want nothing to do with any of you.
Yeah, it seems pretty fucked up, dude.
And now he just makes videos bitching about Elon Musk.
Hey, he sounds base as fuck. He sounds based as hell, dude.
Mundane Matt had his boulder.
Which one was that? Who said that?
stream where he got exposed as a flagger and just kind of fell off the radar.
Of what?
Now, wait a minute.
Oh my fucking God.
Nothing on that. That's just,
What
that's
the
just-
fuck?
I don't understand what's happening.
So I have been in a not the best place mentally. And
Now, wait a minute, Matt. No!
TJ basically went back on almost every position he's ever held in an attempt to be Vouch's strongest soldier, along with a lot of the other skeptics who sucked up to Vouch in order to be let into his little dirtbag left circle of
Yo, I don't. Are you even allowed to like not like Vosh? Like he had that whole lolicon horse porn folder, but you literally defended a groomer. What the fuck, dude? You're worse, dude. You're worse, dude. You tried to defend a fucking groomer because you wanted to sleep with her. That's weird as hell. Some say he tried to groom the groomer in an emotionally vulnerable state of cancellation through trying to talk to a kid.
loser.
Not him, the girl.
Including Shoe on Head. That's not where her story ends.
Whoa.
And apparently she's leaning right again.
Whoa, apparently she's leaning right. Who would have thought that right now, where things are more right-leaning, that the fence sitter would lean right? Fuck. Who the fuck would have thought that, dude?
After having a kid or something. But I honestly don't care. This has been said a million times.
Yeah, it's the kid. It's not that, like, the Overton window has shifted dramatically. Oh, what?
But she really is just the perfect archetype of a woman.
Oh, dude, what's wrong with you?
Who just takes on the politics of whoever she's fucking at the time.
Oh, girlfriend politics.
Oh, and Sargon of Akkad.
You are acting like a bunch of niggas.
Wow.
Just so you know, you act like white niggas. Exactly how you describe black people act.
What the fuck?
I don't even fucking know, dude.
I feel like you wouldn't care about that. You thought it was funny before when some other guy said the N-word. I don't understand.
has like a podcast or something now. I don't really care. Nobody really cares.
I'm surprised. It seems like he does pretty well for his podcast.
I feel like
Is that what we got to do in 2026? Who do I start a podcast with, dude? Holy fuck.
there's someone I'm forgetting.
Yourself. So you're very forgettable. It's all gone. I buried myself out the last. Don't care. He burned himself. I don't care. This video is about iDubbbz, by the way.
Nah, it's probably
Remember that? You guys remember? Fuck, I'm drunk. You guys remember Pure Ownage? That shit. I don't know why, but that was like my fucking thing back in the day.
probably nothing. What about me, though? I joined the art commentary community and started talking about drama, but then the child rape reaper showed up and killed everyone with pedo scandals until I was one of the only ones left. And in reflection,
You're not left, brother. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Lolcow on lolcow violence is crazy.
I have to realize that none of these people were ever really my friends, and they were assholes mostly, because despite my willingness
I mean, listen, bro, you're defending somebody who did a disgusting thing. I think that might break up a friendship. Also, you're probably very socially awkward.
to accept our political differences and actually move further left to accommodate them, they did not feel the same way. No matter what I
You moved further left just for friends? That's kind of beta. What the fuck?
did or how much I changed, those anti-SJWs videos are still there, sitting on my other channel, and even if I
You were just sitting here talking about how you were laughing watching all this like far right-wing content. What the fuck are you talking about?
deleted them, the blood on my hands that I got from beating women in the form of making fun of feminism will never go away. Basically, it was a fool's errand to try and make
Bro, are you trying to get us to watch your old content or something? What are you doing?
friends with leftists with a more moderate past. The conclusion that I've reached from all of my thinking on this is that I need to return to form. I need to make anti-SJW videos again, but not anti-SJW videos because that's not really a term anymore.
Why are you preambling this video with like 20% of it being dedicated to like your weird controversies in the past? Instead of just moving forward and stop like not talking about this over and over again, dude. What is wrong with you?
Need to laugh at the dumbest idiots of the current political landscape, despite realistically still barely knowing a single thing about politics. What I'm trying to say is that I need to take a fat dump all over iDubbbz and his wife. Look out, internet! Because I'm no longer just a robot. Yes. From now on, you will refer to me as just a chudbot! So
Didn't lesbians write that song?
excuse the long introduction, but it serves more than just to build myself up, as coming out as
It didn't really build yourself up.
Donald Trump's top guy. The anti-SJW trend I talked about earlier wasn't just contained within the anti-SJW community. I mean, that was their thing. It was all they would ever fucking talk about. But if you haven't noticed, entertainers tend to take on the popular political ideals of the current year as well.
Like who? What are you talking about? What?
People like Filthy Frank, H3H3, and iDubbbz all dabble a little bit in bullying feminists. They just did it less, and were less extreme and more apologetic about it while doing it.
Okay, so what you're saying is in a time where people were bullying SJWs, they were kind of a little less intense about? Okay.
Except for iDubbbz. I would say that iDubbbz probably skewed the furthest in terms of being pro-free speech.
Whoa, because he liked slurs.
Anti-feminism, anti-PC culture.
Why anti-feminism, bro? Like, some feminism is cringe. The type that, like, shames men, but who cares? Feminism? We need feminism, bro. You want to know how we need feminism? Check this out. It's not even about girls anymore. Feminism, girls? Feminism is about femininity. What is femininity? Right? Femininity, flowers, nurses, social workers. Okay, these are all jobs. Flower's a job now. These are all jobs that, like, are young men are desperately needed in. I'm not even kidding, especially social work. You know how important it is for, like, a male social worker to exist? We need female social workers, but you know what a guy brings to the table? A big cock. No, it's easier to deal with, like, autistic young men as a man. You know, it's just like sometimes different behaviors require different things. If you need to do some kind of protocol where you have to, like, go through the correct protocol, like the governmental protocol of, like, you know, securing a person. I forget what it's called. It helps if you're a guy. So there's a lot of things. And I think femininity, part of it is about paying feminine leaning jobs more. Caretakers, nurses, social workers. And then, like, making it so it's not cringe for a dude to do a feminine field. Femininity isn't bad. It can be a very good thing. Especially moving forward. I mean, what jobs are going to be left? Services. Trade jobs are a service. Nurses, service. Social workers. These are jobs that are not easily going to be taken away by AI, so get your bag, guys.
Etc. The dude literally argued that anyone should be able to say the N-word.
Whoa, what an idiot take!
Big reason as to why he's now the internet's favorite punching bag. Because much like TJ Kirk, I am unsure if there is any
Charlie Kirk
position he held back then that he still holds to this day.
Well, I feel like the position that the N-word was cool is not a position to hold today, but okay.
And little Johnny is not at all happy that his favorite E-Daddy turned out not to be as cool as he thought he was. Now, edgy people changing to be more palatable once they see a lot of success is a tale as old as time. Just look at where all the old, edgy, newground...
Is it really? Because I'm pretty sure failed losers usually grift for MAGA, or no?
...animators are now compared to back then. I mean, Oni NG / Chris O'Neill is now the narrator for the Homestuck pilot, for Christ's sake.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not that terminally online.
That's not to say that he's not still an edgy boy, just that he's pulled it back a lot since the years have gone on. The difference between all of those edgy boys and iDubbbz is that they still retained a lot of the core aspects of their personality.
Like what?
And comedic styles that made them so likable and funny in the first place.
Why are you blushing?
Anything in Smiling Friends as offensive as one of Psychic Pedal's old animations? Or things he said on Sleepy Cast?
There's an IHOP in Abington, Pennsylvania. They have a left aisle, a middle aisle, and a left or right aisle. We've gone there. The left aisle has been completely filled with blacks.
Black people.
And black people.
That was crazy.
What? It wasn't being offensive.
Blacks!
I'm pretty sure this is old, which would probably excuse the intense language.
Black! Hell the fuck no, but it's still recognizable as something he made. He didn't become a completely different person, and he's not constantly shitting on people who engage in the type of humor he used to.
Maybe he just grew up a little bit or something.
Then you have people like Sacha Baron Cohen, creator of Ali G, Borat, Bruno, and The Dictator, which are still some of the most offensive comedy movies ever made. Here's a clip of him giving a speech before the ADL about how we need to censor the internet because of Nazism or something.
Just think what Goebbels could have done with Facebook.
The difference
Wow, thanks for the context. I have no idea what the fuck you're referring to.
Between these creators.
Well, okay, so it sounds... I'm slow to process right now. but it sounds like what he is saying. Like, there's a difference between making like funny, joking movies back in, I would say, maybe this is nostalgia, back at a time where we could all take a joke, versus right now where people are legitimately trying to push like an actual dictatorship. I mean, we're talking about a third term for Trump. He's constantly violating freedom of speech. I don't feel like going on like the whole laundry list like I usually do in this video. But like, yeah, violation of freedom of speech, promising to release the Epstein files and then obviously being in them and refusing to now release them. You know, I don't know. I just, you know, cutting taxes for billionaires, taking away money from fucking poor people. Now we have a K curve of economic growth because of it. I'm like, I don't know, dude. There's so much. I don't feel like going into like an entire, I don't feel like qualifying everything about how horrible of a fucking person Trump is right now. Fucking unmasked ICE agents going around kidnapping people that are trying to follow the right protocols, even though they're in this country like illegally, but they're still here on like some kind of like a stay program. They're told as long as they check in, they could stay here, telling these people to show up to their court dates and then boom, snatching them up to kick them out of the country. I mean, dude, there's so much fucking crazy shit we're doing. Tons of online white supremacy. The only reason that there's a fracture is because like now it's become anti-Jewish, and like, you know, conservatives are racist, right? But half of them are hate everybody but Jews. The other half also hate Jews. That's literally it. And that's the fracture. The racism party doesn't like it when they're racist to everybody. Just everybody but Jewish people. So, yeah.
Is clear to see. One is a funny guy who scaled back on a few things because they aren't socially acceptable anymore, and the other is a ladder-kicking asshole who is British, by the way. Did you know that
ladder-kicking asshole? What does that have to do with iDubbbz?
Sacha Baron Cohen is British? Absolutely disgusting. If you're British, then unsubscribe. The point I am trying to make is that not only is iDubbbz like a skinwalker of his former self, but he's also the human embodiment of ladder kicking.
What do you mean by ladder kicking? What are you talking about?
I'm gay. Is it controversial to say I'm kind of now a fan of your I'm gay clip where you're in green suit? Of course. I think there's a ton of gay people, a ton of LGBTQ associated people who thought that was, and I genuinely do agree with this, that it was a positive, nice thing to do and entertaining. That's the good side of iDubbbz, I would say. Max said, jump down, say something gay. This is some very like straight man kind of peer pressure. I could have jumped down and said something extremely offensive, but I just said, I'm gay. That was the most like politically correct thing I think I could have said. Because I was so edgy at the time and I did say offensive things, it kind of hijacked the narrative for a lot of people who wanted it to be offensive or edgy. Because you could kind of interpret what you wanted out of it. Like,
I don't think it's that deep. I understand what he's trying to say. He's saying that he was so vague that people interpret it as a dog whistle for anti-gay rhetoric. I think that people just thought it was silly. I think that back then when iDubbbz was more edgy, things were calmer and like people could make silly jokes and it not be super hateful. And maybe that's me nostalgia glasses, looking through nostalgia glasses. Nowadays, we have legitimate representation for actual white supremacy in the media. Nick Fuentes is on the rise. People are using jokes as vehicles to push like, you know, hateful anti everything but white rhetoric. So now it's a little harder to make funny jokes, which sucks, man, because I love jokes. And during the Biden administration, bro, I was fucking racist. It was so much fun. I was making so many edgy jokes and it was fun. Trump came into office. Racism, everybody they started meaning it when they were racist. And I was like, fuck, I got to dial back on the edginess because I don't mean it. And it's hard to make a funny joke. What am I supposed to explain myself after? Hey guys, here's a funny joke about black people. Guys, I'm literally kidding. I actually love Ebony BBW porn. Stop. As long as the guy is white, because I put myself in the place of the penis. So that makes sense. We're not going to get into that conversation. And I think that's the difference. That's the difference.
Oh, he's doing that in a mocking kind of way.
As you can see, he's so obsessed with his past that he's not just disavowing the things he can't get away with anymore, but
it wasn't really disavowing that, but okay.
He's even attempting to historically revise the things he thinks he can get away with.
Well, I don't think that's what's happening. I think that he's generally half right, I guess. That was kind of acceptable. It's weird that he's adding a dog whistle thing there.
There's not a single person in the entire world who believes you making gay jokes with your YouTube buddies is you trying to be progressive. Literally.
That's not really what he was saying. He was saying that gay people thought the joke was funny, but he felt like it was the least edgy thing that he would typically say. And he felt like some people took it as a dog whistle. I don't think you're understanding what his argument is, even though I disagree with his argument.
Everybody does it, so we all see what you're doing. This is like the opposite of sucking a friend's cock as a joke, but somehow gayer.
What the fuck?
All of this backtracking iDubbbz has been doing has resulted in him calling
That's like the worst example to look at.
himself the White Hassan, and going on political rants on stream where he just embarrasses himself for hours on end because he knows nothing about the ideology he's supposed to be a convert to.
Maybe true. I got to see what your examples are because I feel like you're gonna botch this hard style.
Now, I'm not going to be going over those streams because, to be honest, they're boring.
They're boring, or you don't know what the fuck you're talking about because you don't know how to engage in this conversation. You shouldn't be criticizing him if you can't engage with it.
And I don't think they make for good content.
My entire audience begs to differ.
Ian is extremely low energy while streaming, which is why he can only get about 150 live viewers despite having millions of subs.
Oh, got him.
What isn't low energy, though, is his
He's not online right now. Sad stuff, guys.
new video, Is Trump Trolling Secretly Based?
Yeah, it was a weird ass video, to be honest with you. I watched it. He made one of the takes that iDubbbz made was that drugs aren't poison. It was weird.
But despite him putting some level of effort into it, it's still quite possibly the worst video I have ever seen. This is the part where I revert to my anti-SJW self.
I really just don't understand when is iDubbbz going to start like actually pumping out content on like some kind of an iDubbbz thing. Dude, clap for Papa Gut. That was a sentence. When is iDubbbz going to start putting out like a React channel, like a React commentary channel?
And transform into just a Chud bot, because I'm going to be responding to said video by playing a little bit of it.
Whoa.
Then popping up in my PNG YouTuber form with my arms crossed to epically debunk his claims. Move the fuck over, Omegon, because I'm here to make this outdated video form real again.
Damn, he's doing bad too, this Omegon guy. It's crazy.
Like I said, I know fuck all about politics.
So then why the fuck are you talking about it, dude?
I'm a fucking
Okay.
But I want you all to
censor that.
use this as an example that an absolute dunce can felt iDubbbz. Let's begin.
I have a feeling that this is going to be like the if Just a Robot had any pull, I have a feeling that this video would like turn iDubbbz's perspective around. It says the intro looks like shit and had editing mistakes, but I'd be too petty and long-winded to point it out. This video is already going to be long. Okay.
This is not a dog shocking section. Do not make any claims that this is a dog shocking section.
Haha, Ian, that is very funny.
He kind of fucked up though. Imagine he put it, dude. Epic play. Imagine he put Anissa in there with a collar on and like a skimpy outfit, and it was like an OnlyFans plug. That would have been kind of based. It would have been smart. Smart tactic.
You're a funny guy, Ian. Pay no attention.
You're a funny guy, Ian.
To the man behind his stream who defended Hassan Piker shocking his dog to the bitter end, and justified animal abuse by saying, it's his life.
Sometimes it's a defense, because it's Hassan's life. Hassan can fucking...
What do you mean?
Even if he was using a shock collar, like, literally, like, there's so many...
It's
his life. He can abuse his animals?
Wait, that's actually kind of based. Bro, listen, here's my thing. I already said this. I mean, like, it's kind of shitty, but I don't really care that he shocked his dog. Is that fucking mean? It's just shitty that he lied about it, and it seemed like the shock was high. Also, he was shocking his dog, what it seemed like, to make the dog sit in the corner. It's one thing to shock your dog if they go to bite somebody or something, you know, and it's on low. I wouldn't put it too high, unless maybe the dog consented. I don't know. YMS, you let me know. But it seems like he's shocking the dog to stay in the bed as a background prop. I really like the shocking is like the least concerning part of the situation. He's using his dog as a fucking prop, bro. That's fucked up. But like, yeah, I don't care if he uses a shock collar as much as I care about like everything surrounding it, you know? And it would seem to be so high she fucking jumped. It was to keep her in the corner. It's just fucked up stuff, you know?
No. He can do whatever he wants,
so we can do whatever we want then, right? It's
our life. Are we not allowed to make fun of you and your wife for having an OnlyFans? Like,
pay no attention.
Whoa.
to the fact that his wife was the first person to run to Hassan's defense without missing a beat.
Hello.
I definitely don't think he's the first person.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Are We Having a Little Fun or Are We Killing Civilians?
So apparently,
I don't know if they're civilians, but they might be.
Donald Trump is killing civilians. Not likely, but let's see where he goes.
I mean, they're indiscriminately bombing boats, so kind of. They could be civilians. Due process is like a real thing. It's something that we should engage with.
With this. You'd think with such a serious claim that he would just start the video with that, but no. He follows it up with Le Eben meme.
A lot has happened since the last video I made.
Bro, you gave us fucking 10 minutes of preambling.
About political trolling. In fact, in that video, Ted Cruz says that Trump is most likely trolling when it comes to making Canada a 51st state.
Oh,
I think the president...
I think he was serious, but he knew he couldn't do it. Same thing with Greenland.
Or
Iceland, whichever one.
basically trolling Canada. It was an epic troll.
I was wondering if you'd indulge me in a quick round of Trump trolling or Trump truthing.
Basically, Ian goes on for a while about... What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing, dude? Is this, like, intentional or another editing mistake? Jesus fucking Christmas, man.
What's the issue?
Anyway, Ian basically goes on about how politicians shouldn't make jokes about things because morons like him could interpret them as serious.
Dude, watching Just a Robot say these things is making me like iDubbbz's video. I watched it and it was terrible. But so far, you're just posting his dubs. What are you doing? Yes, I don't think that the president of the United States should be making like very serious jokes about taking over other countries. Yeah. Oh, what a hot take. God forbid we hold the most powerful person in the world to a higher standard. What are you talking about, bro?
He can't just hear Trump talking about making Canada the 51st state, then realize if he actually did that, then Republicans would never win another election. So he's most likely joking. Also,
He probably wasn't. He's an idiot.
Canada would be more than just one state. Every single province would be made into its own state.
Well, you don't necessarily know that, but we don't need to argue the logistics of this because it's stupid.
If this was a constant thing where politicians were hiding their actual intentions behind...
Bro, he leveraged unjustifiable tariffs against Canada. What do you think he wanted to do? He wanted to bully them into being part of the United States, and it didn't work. And I say unjustifiable for a reason, because if you look at the data before the tariff, I don't know what mess we're in right now. Before the tariffs, like we had a deficit with them, but we are also much larger than them. So they're like, what, 40 million people, I think? And we're 340 million. They might be 60 million. It doesn't really matter because I know what the deficit is. The deficit, I believe, is $60 billion. But if you look at it into per capita, they spend 7 times more on our goods per person than we spend on their goods per person. So it sounds like we're winning. It sounds like we were winning on that. So he's leveraging unjustifiable tariffs for no fucking reason other than to bully them. What reason do you think he wants to do? Because he's an idiot that thought he could actually bully Canada into becoming part of the United States. He's an idiot. It never worked, but he's a fucking idiot.
Kind humor, then I get the complaint. But the way I see it, there's room for both jokes and serious discussion in the realm of political discourse.
Really? From the president? The political discourse is different from the president of the United States, you fucking idiot.
And humor has always been a valid way to engage people.
Oh
Both sides do
dude.
this, but the reason why iDubbbz is actually mad is because
it's the president, dude.
Because the left can't meme. Listen.
Bro, you're killing me here.
All I'm saying is that if you brought up all the times Obama was on SNL and doing goofy shit to Ian, then he'd probably think that's totally awesome.
What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? What did Obama do on SNL that compares to Trump wanting to take over other countries and indiscriminately bombing boats? What the fuck are you talking about?
But not Donald J. Trump. Nah,
okay.
Man, all of his jokes are just a vehicle for white supremacy.
Yeah, kind of. Yes, we have a very white supremacist organization right now. What are you talking about? Yeah, what do you mean? He's cutting DEI for no reason. DEI is just protections for people, right? And he's just indiscriminately cutting DEI, which, fine, you want to say that's okay? He cut transgenic mice. Funding for transgenic mice because it had trans in it. What is transgenic mice? It's putting human cells into mice and then testing it to try to cure cancers and like different shit like that. He's just indiscriminately cutting everything. He's using it as an excuse. The entire conservative apparatus has no meaningful policy of intelligence and constantly complains about trans people and black people. They think that, oh, people are coming here to take over our country. they're taking over our country. Oh, but then the second that he needs to, Trump defends H-1B visas. He knows he's playing a game where he's riling up people's racism, and then he's pulling back because he knows it's all bullshit. That's why he can't like cut H-1B visas, because he knows the tech field will be pissed because we don't have people trained. Why don't we have people trained? Because people like Trump are cutting the Department of Education. It's fucking ridiculous. What are you talking about? Of course, is a mask for white supremacy. The guy who ran on Obama not being American, that's white supremacist, racist shit. What are you talking about, bro? What the fuck are you saying? What are you talking about? What?
I'm a little bit torn with this first thing I want to talk about, and that is changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. I want to give the Trump administration
It's a bad thing, especially since he pretends that he's like the getting rid of war president.
A bunch of flack for being fiscally irresponsible.
Oh, let's not forget about the fucking bribes he's taking from, like, what is it, Saudi Arabia or is it Qatar? Of getting a jet and then also getting a business deal for his business in Qatar. That's really interesting.
A name change.
He's utilizing, dude, there's so many things. Like, I have to start making a list. I think I will make a list on my phone after the stream. Like, his entire ballroom thing. People keep saying, like, oh, dude, it's private donations. Yeah, that's even worse than if it was government funded. Because what does that mean? That means that different companies can give him money to build this ballroom he wants, and then he could take bribes. He already dropped the tariffs significantly when Switzerland gave him a gold watch. Give me a fucking break. What do you mean? Like, I think he made $9 billion this year in crypto. Oh, what do you think? Oh, what's happening through crypto? We don't know. We don't even know. Right? So what bribes is he getting through crypto to give different deals to people? Oh, who knows? It's crazy.
You running out.
I mean, this is the guy who said that Ukraine started the war when Russia invaded Ukraine. What the fuck?
Things to complain about there, buddy? Like, the government wastes money on a lot of shit, and has been since the start of time. But this is the struggle you choose? This is the thing you...
Yes, it makes sense because he's a president that likes to constantly engage in violence.
Choose to single out for being a waste of money.
Was he talking about a waste of money? What the fuck? I don't understand the money thing.
I'm a little bit torn with this first thing I want to talk about, and that is changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. I want to give the Trump administration a bunch of flack for being fiscally irresponsible.
A name change.
He's not saying the name change is fiscally irresponsible, but he wants to start with the conversation about the Department of War because Trump is the guy who says that he ended 7 wars, which he didn't, and then changes to the Department of War and then starts indiscriminately murdering people in other countries because he wants to, on this supposed idea that they're smuggling drugs, despite the fact that that's not proven and we need to go through due process. But okay, he's so dumb.
Okay, just out of curiosity, if the next president is time, but this is the struggle you choose? This is the thing you choose to single out for being a waste of money.
That's not what he's saying.
Okay.
Can't even meet the argument. Even if it's a bad argument, you can't even meet it.
Just out of curiosity, if the next president is a Democrat and he wants to change it back because something Trump bad,
it's a terrible look to say, hey, we have a Department of War. If you're the Department of War, that insinuates that you're trying to start wars. The Department of Defense insinuates that you want to defend things. It is a very important optics thing to look into. Branding is important. You should know that because you lost a lot of your viewers for defending a fucking weird groomer freak.
Would you support that? I think you would, because something tells me you don't actually care about your tax dollars.
Holy fuck, this guy's an idiot.
Being used on stupid shit.
But I can't help but think that this is the perfect representation.
And it's not even officially the Department of War. It's still legally the Department of Defense. He couldn't even change it to the Department of War. He just calls it that.
Of the trans plight.
It's a secondary title.
I honestly don't think anyone says it better than Trump.
The Secretary Hicks has beautifully described the name change reflects far more than the shift in branding. It's really a historic reassertion of our purpose and our identity and our pride. That's when we go with the word war.
Why does war represent that?
On that, they now have to come up with the reasoning as to why they did a name change. The reasoning is, I'm going to be honest, it is pathetic.
So
it's true.
We won the First World War. We won the Second World War.
This country won every major war after that, to include World War I and World War II. We haven't
That's amazing. That's amazing.
won a major war since.
This guy, Pete Hegseth, is less qualified than the person that he replaced, by the way. But he's white. But he's a white guy, so Trump decided to put him in there. I'm not even kidding. The other guy was black and more qualified.
We won World War I. We won World War II. We won the World War I, World War II.
What about the World War III? What about that? We're close to that one, considering Trump keeps giving Russia so much fucking leverage. You know, it's incredible.
We won World War I and World War II.
We won the First World War. We won the Second World War. And then we decided to change the name.
Yeah, we totally won those wars because of our name.
He didn't say that. In none of the clips that you just played did he say that. And
Bro, you're struggling. You're making iDubbbz look good. Just stop, please.
I like that you're responding to short clips from the news, instead of the official statements on whitehouse.gov.
He's showing clips of Trump saying it. What the fuck?
Which explains it in a lot more detail. Whether you, the...
Why aren't you explaining it to us? What is so important in this explanation that you needed us to see? I like how you're responding to this out of context thing instead of the actual website. You know, play it for us? No, he's not.
Instead of the official...
What the fuck? Yeah, we're gonna have just a robot read it, but a different robot.
Fact sheet. President Donald J. Trump restores the United States Department of War. The White House. September 5.
All right, enough. We can do this ourselves. The ordinance authorizes the Secretary of Defense, the Department of Defense, and the subordinate officials to use secondary titles such as Secretary of War, Department of War, and Department of Deputy Secretary of War. In official correspondence, public communications, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. It directs all executive departments and agencies to recognize. It doesn't matter. I don't care about the recognition. What's the point of it? Blah, 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 blah. The Department of War established in World War II, inspiring confidence. And President George what the fuck is this? Prepare for war. What does that have to do with anything? The name Department of War conveys stronger message of readiness and resolve. What is this expanding on? What are we expanding on in this? I guess the justifier is that it used to be called the Department of War is part of it. And because we won World War I, it still optically looks like we're looking for a war. But it sounds like this might be a callback to white supremacists to be like, remember the good old days? Make America great again, like back in the 1700s. On 1790, I think it was actually 1789 when they established Department of War. Back when we had slavery, it's a lot of dog whistles here. That's what it sounds like to me. Hey, make America great again, baby. Make America fart again, baby. Make America come again.
Official statements on whitehouse.gov, which explains it in a lot more detail. Whether you, the viewer, agree or not is totally...
Me? I'm the viewer?
Up to you. But try to base your opinions on the actual arguments in full, instead
Thanks for reading them to us, Jar.
of short summaries of them in the media. I'm cutting the remainder
It's Trump's words. What?
of this section out because it's a non sequitur.
Now let's talk about the drug boat.
What? It's a non sequitur. Okay, we're just debate broing.
They are saying that there are drug boats off the coast of Venezuela and Mexico, and they are sort of, I don't know, by my estimation, indiscriminately bombing boats.
Yes, they are.
I really doubt they're bombing random sailors.
Shut the fuck up, idiot. Dude, you're so dumb. Hey guys, they're indiscriminately bombing boats. I highly doubt that. Do you know that? You don't, you fucking idiot. Because they are. Because they are not engaging in due process. What makes us the best country in the world, or used to, is that we have due process. It's one of the things. Okay, you're innocent until proven guilty. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, they just bombed some fucking people. I highly doubt it was bad. You're why idiot dumb fuck is the president of the United States. You fucking idiot. What are you talking about? People like you. I don't think my favorite Trump, Jesus Christ Donald Trump, the Jesus Christ Lord and Savior Donald Trump, I don't think he would do that. I don't think the real piece of dog shit that lets children die from removing healthcare access and access to, SNAP programs and vaccines around the world, that guy that's literally causing children to die, he would not bomb people. The bombing of the people isn't even as bad as the removal of vaccines from different countries. What are you talking about? They're doing vaccine trials, like hepatitis vaccine trials for like child, like when you're born, in countries where they have horrible rates of hepatitis inside of children. That's why they get the vaccine, to lower it, because their parents have it. Like, what the fuck are you fucking idiot? What are you talking about? The let people die president is letting people die. I highly doubt that. What are you talking about? Don't say anything. Stop talking. I'm fucking tired of these people. They're stupid. They trigger the fuck out of me. They're so dumb. What are you talking about? Holy fuck. We're fucking, people are being killed because this idiot moron is like cutting services for children, letting them die. The pro-life party loves it when children are born just to die, but abortion is bad. And you doubt that he's violating due process? He's kicking people out of the country without due process. Are you fucking stupid? He's leveraging the FCC against Jimmy Kimmel because he mocked Trump for not caring about Charlie Kirk's death. What are you talking about? What are you doing? What are you saying? What words leak out of your fucking mouth? Why are you even getting involved in any political discussion and conversation? What are you doing? You highly doubt it. What the fuck is that? Yeah, guys, people are getting killed. I highly doubt it. Is that the energy you take to somebody? To a situation where people are dying? You kind of doubt it? Get the fuck out of here.
But let's just see where he goes with this.
Tell us about this Venezuelan boat that was taken out, and do you plan to provide proof that these were narco-terrorists
Holy shit.
who were on their way to the U.S.?
Well, we have proof. All you have to do is look at the cargo that was, like, it's spattered all over the ocean. Big bags of cocaine and fentanyl all over the place.
We don't know any of that.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that the proof is a 480p video of what could be a bag of cocaine.
He's actually not wrong here. 104 people were killed. There was multiple boats.
Or could be someone's exploded head.
You know, I actually agree with iDubbbz here.
Whoa, you agree with iDubbbz here? So then what the fuck was your idiot statement from before?
We need higher quality footage of these bombings. I want to see some drug traffickers get blown to kingdom come, goddammit.
Okay, you're an idiot.
It was. Plus, we have recorded evidence that they were leaving. We've recorded them. It's very careful because we know you people would be after us. We're very careful.
Even that.
You guys have like a complete disinformation campaign. You don't care about like the facts anymore. So
that phrasing, we know you people would be after.
You really hope that Trump is impeached and removed from the office of Denswin? Honestly, I hope he's not. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. He did so poorly last election. This is the problem. Donald Trump was a horrible, dog shit, worthless, dumb fuck president in his first term. And people don't understand what happened. He got elected, said he was going to do something with healthcare, instantly failed, said he was going to do something to stimulate the economy. He did do that, but he inflated the annual federal deficit by $350 billion before COVID even hit. He got locked out of doing a wall because it was impractical, expensive, terrible for the environment, and there are better technologies than a wall. He just got fucked indiscriminately because he was an idiot, and he controlled the House and the Senate, and he couldn't do fuck all because his policies sucked, because he had none. He got bombed in the midterms because everybody knew he was a joke. And the only reason that he was able to come back is because COVID hit, which was a catastrophe. And he took that and turned it into a conspiracy theory and used that to justify, oh, they stole the election. Nobody stole the election. He was a fucking idiot. So now he's back in. He's getting steamrolled again because all he's doing is making things more expensive. Any of the GDP growth is literal, just actual idiot fucking porn. It's a K curve. Rich people are spending more. Poor people are spending less. Oh, the GDP's up. I don't care. It's not good for the lower middle class in this case because lower and middle class people are cooling on their spending. That's insane compared to this time last year. Okay. So, like, realistically, he's a horrible president. People are feeling the effects. And by the midterms, he's going to get gassed out. This time, he needs to finish his presidency being a worthless failure and us all understanding and knowing that. As for us to finally go like, oh, yeah, he really was terrible. That's what I think. So let him finish his 4 years. Don't impeach him. Let him finish. Let him ruin the country to a place that's still hopefully redeemable. And then we can all go, wow, we are fucking dumb as shit. Jesus goddamn Christ. Right? So that's what I hope. I hope he finishes his term because this first year's been a disaster, dude. It's been a fucking disaster area. It's insane. He's getting fucked harder than fucking Epstein fucked those kids that he definitely knew about because he was best friends for 15 years and now he's hiding the Epstein files even though he ran on it. Let's just be clear. So I'm not trying to yell at you. I just think that like people need a wake up call, especially MAGA. They need to fucking drop like flies. I'm not trying to be a dick, but they're the ones that like they have a lot of healthcare. Their healthcare is going to go up because of Republicans. Because Republicans refuse to extend the tax credit, the subsidies for Obamacare to make it cheaper and more affordable for middle-class Americans. So they need to feel that. The Republicans need to feel the lack of access to healthcare. The Republicans need to feel the lack of access to food stamps. They need to feel like a hard hit. They need to see how much more expensive things are under these ridiculous tariffs. Let them get hit. They need to realize how dumb they are because a lot of these people, especially MAGA, not Trump supporters or voters, MAGA, they are completely illiterate. like completely. They don't know how to read, they don't know how to write, they don't know how to think for themselves. So they need to feel like an actual stimulation, right? They are a bunch of kayas. You can't reason with MAGA. You have to shock them. They need to be shocked, and they need to be shocked by losing access to like healthcare and money through Trump's terrible practices, because they don't understand anything outside of like how they feel, because they can't articulate. They're not intelligent. They don't know how to think outside of themselves.
After us. Yeah, it's the fucking media. You're not allowed to indiscriminately bomb boats and say, we had a good feeling. We had a really good feeling that there were drugs on it.
You know he can't tell the media everything, right? Do you want him
You can't tell the media that they have a justifier for drugs? What?
to reveal how he's identifying these drug traffickers?
Oh, dude, he's an idiot. Oh. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? He's pushing a magical conspiracy that Trump has access to magic jelly bean fucking truth serum that he's giving to these people. Like, this guy's like, yeah, do you want him to reveal that Trump is actually working closely with 11 and probing the minds of all these drug cartel members? What the fuck are you talking about? What magical resource does Trump have?
This might be a foreign concept to you, Ian,
my God.
but people from outside of America still have access to American news. They
my
watch it all the
God.
time for entertainment
Oh
because
my
Americans are
God.
admittedly pretty crazy and extremely
God.
entertaining. So,
oh my God, why do you think that they're crazy? What administration is that? Oh, wait. What are you talking about, bro?
if the president goes on TV and reveals his entire hand as to how he's catching criminals, the criminals
He's not catching criminals. He's killing them. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you saying? He's just shooting missiles at boats leaving ports in fucking Venezuela. What are you talking about?
are going to start taking notes and stop doing the things that are getting them caught as far as they can help it. You don't have to fight fair when dealing with people who are trying to ruin your country and
That's terrible.
harm your citizens.
Don't say that to the left, dude. Okay? You're gonna see more Charlie Kirk memes after saying that.
But you know, being a leftist and all, Ian has an outgroup preference, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Bro, you're a fucking idiot. Why did you make this video?
Next, Ian goes on about a joke Trump made about accidentally bombing fishermen, and calls him a fascist. And it's all just really dumb, so I'm skipping it.
Why would you skip that part? It makes fun of Trump for being a fascist? For doing fascist things? I think that violating due process is probably maybe something that a fascist would do. I don't know, though. I don't know.
If you think I'm somehow cutting out his best arguments or whatever,
You're not. You're actually showing his best arguments. You make yourself look like an idiot.
then feel free to watch the original video yourself, but I'm warning you, it's a tough watch.
In the past, bringing drugs across the border means you're going to be tried, you're going to be potentially found guilty and imprisoned, or deported, or whatever.
So you don't know how it works and you didn't bother to look it up.
What? What is he wrong about?
Do you think if a former criminal gets arrested, then they're imprisoned here where they're subsisting off of American tax dollars? Yes, they get fucking deported, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they get let go immediately just to do the same shit again.
What the fuck are you talking about? What? So first of all, I'm pretty sure they keep them here. They keep them in jail here. They keep them in federal jails. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're so stupid. I had to look into these things. They're kept in federal prisons, in American federal prisons. Also, what is even disagreeable about what iDubbbz said? Hey, usually you go through the process of due process and you keep them here or deport them. Actually, they don't always deport them. Okay, cool.
Because people are afraid of getting called racist.
What?
But that's a topic for another
What the fuck did I miss?
time. Sometimes they
Goes across
yourself, but I'm warning you, it's a tough watch.
In the past, bringing drugs across the border means you're going to be tried, you're going to be potentially found guilty and imprisoned, or deported, or whatever.
So
the absolute, just a most basic normal take I've ever heard. Yes, true.
You don't know how it works and you didn't bother to look it up. Do you think if a former criminal gets arrested, then they're imprisoned here where they're subsisting off of American tax dollars?
What? Yes.
Yes, they get fucking deported, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they get let go immediately just to do the same shit again.
Drug traffickers? Drug traffickers?
Because people are afraid of getting called racist.
You think the government's getting afraid of getting called racist when they have valid drug trafficking charges? Again, we're talking about drug traffickers. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
But that's a topic for another time.
I think you should talk about it now. You're just yapping. What are you saying right now?
In this case, they don't want to deal with any of that icky human rights bullshit. They want to emphasize they're not human. You know, if they're bringing drugs across the border, don't think of it as drugs. Think of it as poison.
This is a dumb take because, like, the first half is fine. Like, yes, we need to think of people as human, and we need to make sure we establish a strong due process, because if we fudge the corners now, who knows when we fudge the corner next, right? It starts with fudging the corners and just indiscriminately bombing boats that we think have drugs on them. How far until, like, police officers are barging into your house without a warrant because they think there might be something in there, right? Like, really, you need to, like, keep due process nice and firm. But drugs are poison, so this is a stupid take.
And then you won't ask as many questions when we turn them to dust.
What if we determine that they are humans, but they're better off as dust?
We haven't. That's the thing. They haven't. We don't even know if there was drugs on those, and we don't even. And just because there are drugs on those doesn't necessarily mean we should be bombing people indiscriminately. Why? If it's okay. Sorry, I have like a fucking hair. If it's okay to indiscriminately bomb people that you think might have drugs trying to come here and push fentanyl across the border, then why isn't it okay to go after the people who created different types of oxys and said that they weren't addictive and got a bunch of people hooked on drugs who are now looking for fentanyl as a market substitute because it's cheaper? And by the way, I'm not saying you should go after those people, but those people are 10,000 times more dangerous. The people that got an entire generation of people self-medicating and hooked on drugs because they irresponsibly said that their drugs weren't fucking addictive. Those people aren't the problem, but some fucking Hispanic guy maybe carrying fentanyl, that's the problem. It's weird. I would put more of an issue on, you know, the entire healthcare industry that made a bunch of people addicted to drugs. What the fuck are you talking about? But of course you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't just kill these people that got you addicted to drugs as a country who are worse. You would go through due process, maybe arrest them, probably do nothing to them, maybe make them pay a fine that's almost irrelevant. What the hell are you talking about? Like, what? Yeah, they got 3 misdemeanors, and they pled guilty to it, and they got fined $600 million, and they each had to do community service and pay $35 million all together. So the industry itself was fined $600 million. They had to pay $35 million and do some community service. That's nothing. That's nothing. They got away free, I'm telling you. This pharmaceutical industry, Purdue Pharma is worth $13 billion. $600 billion is not that much considering how much they made off of oxys and shit, or whatever the fuck their version of it was. And I guarantee those CEOs were probably making tons of fucking money, dude. The net worth of the fucking CEO that was charged is he's worth $13.3 billion. Okay, so they got away scot fucking free for nothing. People that we know lied and got people addicted to drugs in America, they just have they give away some money that they don't care about. But we indiscriminately bomb people we think might be moving drugs in fucking Venezuela? Get the fuck out of here.
There is absolutely no reason to allow these people to fuck with us. Go ahead and make whatever legalistic arguments you want, but it's just gonna end in someone pulling out the "but slavery was legal" card.
What are you talking about, bro? What?
Much like I'm doing right now.
You're saying this because we want to have due process? You're saying that due process is the same as compared to slavery? These things, due process is a good thing. You're saying innocent until proven guilty is wrong. You think that being innocent until proven guilty is wrong. Okay. Great stuff. So you're telling me that in all the time that you've made content, you've never said the phrase innocent until proven guilty ever. You think that's a bad thing. Okay. Idiot. You're an idiot. I doubt that. This is the guy that always says innocent until proven guilty. What are you talking about?
Slavery was legal, guys.
Oh my god,
Next,
shut up.
iDubbbz plays more clips from the news that he probably found on Reddit, where politicians are calling drugs poison. Then he says one of the dumbest things I've ever heard a person say.
Dude, we gotta kill people who are moving these drugs. Parentheses, homicide poison. We gotta stop the...
This is a terrible argument because drugs are poison. If his argument was like, listen, we need due process, and I don't think that moving drugs is a crime punishable by death, and I think it's draconian, that's a good argument. That's fine. But saying that they're like mocking and saying that they're poison facetiously, insinuating that they're not, that's a stupid argument.
Serial killer poison. We have to nuke these boats off the coast because they're delivering genocide poison into our country. You guys don't want genocide poison in our country, aka drugs. Never mind that our hospitals are distributing and getting people addicted to genocide poison.
It's actually based on that one.
iDubbbz, are you comparing licensed medical professionals to foreign drug traffickers?
Yes, I just did, and it's completely just. That's actually a good point. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention to that video, or maybe Just a Robot's framing this so well. The poison argument's bad for iDubbbz, but this part is good. I just literally made that point. Yes. There was over $600 million settled in a lawsuit. They were getting people addicted to drugs because they were lying about how addictive it is. Yes, this is a good comparison. It is a good comparison.
So do you think that anybody should be able to distribute whatever drug they want? If so, then you're not a leftist. You're an ANCAP. And I don't think you
this debate bro label shit is so fucking cringe.
Want to be an ANCAP, so that was a really fucking dumb thing to say. Obviously, his point was about the opium epidemic, but just said in a really stupid way. And yeah, everyone knows it's a problem, and doctors really need to stop giving out opiates to patients who really don't need them.
Oh, so you agree with his take? Great.
But do you know what a more recent part of this epidemic is? Illegally obtained fentanyl. A thing that, without a doubt,
What is this obsession with George Floyd? It's the second time you flashed him on the screen.
Was on some of those boats. Now let's cap this.
Sorry, what did you say?
Fentanyl. A thing that, without a doubt, was on some of those boats.
So we don't know that. That's the biggest problem is we don't actually know that. You're just asserting that because you think Donald Trump has a magical telescope that can, or I don't know, maybe he has a dog with a really good nose that sits next to him and can smell the fentanyl. I don't know. You just think that there's this magical thing that like Trump knows about that doesn't want to give away to the rest of the world. Okay.
Now let's cap this section off.
It's a conspiracy. This is what Trump's administration is. It's all conspiracy talk. It's a conspiracy.
Off with just one more rant because since Ian is done with it, I need to be done with it too. Since September, the Treba administration has sent
the what? The Treba administration
sent out 21 strikes, which resulted in 83 deaths.
It's 104. I'm pretty sure this own thing says that. No.
Since Ian is done with it, I need to be done with it too. Since September,
I could have swore that I just saw 104. I guess he's just using older numbers. These are the most updated numbers. Means they're still carrying out these strikes. So 104 is the death toll, is 29 strikes. And again, there's no due process. They don't know any of these. They don't know any of these.
The Treba administration has sent out 21 strikes, which resulted in 83 deaths. Some sources say 82 because there was said to be a survivor in the October 27th strike. Whoa. He was never found in the wreckage, and he's presumed dead. But in an October 18th strike, 2 men did survive, both of which were picked up and returned to their countries. One to Colombia and the other to Ecuador. The Colombian man is currently on a ventilator and recovering from injuries, so obviously he hasn't been arrested yet. If you're wondering as to why I'm bringing this up, it's
what about the other? Who's been arrested?
Because the Interior Minister of...
Let's see. The Colombian survivor arrived in his homeland with a traumatic brain injury. Sedated, medicated, and breathing with the help from a ventilator. According to he is being treated in a hospital in the capital, whatever that is called. Local media reports the minister. So the man had been on a vessel full of cocaine, and that our country is a crime. Okay.
Of Colombia said that the boat he
How does he know that boat had cocaine on it though?
Was carrying a ton of cocaine.
How do we know that? Don't we love facts? Despite initial vows from the Colombian government to prosecute him as a criminal, Perez was released without charge from the hospital on October 22nd in 2025 as prosecutors found no immediate evidence of a crime. Whoa! Wow! Well, unfortunately, he made this video in the middle of December, but I guess he would have never been able to know that 2 months ago they let him off because they couldn't confirm the crime. But thank God this guy backed Donald Trump. That's great. I just wanted to look this up really quick. Yeah, so I wonder why the Colombian government would just say whatever Trump wanted to hear. Could it be that we were threatening them with up to 50% of tariffs, and that the Colombian government would feel like it would have to just say whatever Trump wanted them to say, or they would be tariffed unjustifiably? Oh, I wonder. Do we think that Donald Trump would try to have you think Donald Trump would do that? Like take bribes or anything in that capacity? No, because he didn't do that. Like, No, because you want to know what? I don't think he would do that because he didn't impose a 39% tariff on Switzerland. Then they gave him a really nice watch, and then he lowered it to 15% a week later. Nah, he wouldn't do that. That doesn't sound fishy at all. And look at this. Of course, this didn't happen. That U.S. prosecutors recently moved to drop charges in a separate high-profile soccer corruption case linked to the 2015 FIFA scandal after Trump received the FIFA Peace Prize. Yeah, Donald Trump would never do stuff like this. Ever. He would never take bribes. I mean, how much has he made in crypto this year alone? Sorry, it's $3 billion, mostly through crypto. Wow, that's fucking interesting. Holy shit. Oh, wait, does Donald Trump have like an entire thing where he has a ballroom that's donations only that companies could give him money to get better treatment? No, he doesn't have that. I wonder how we got here. Dude, you're a fucking idiot. Why are you talking about this? You have no idea what you're talking about. You're sitting here trying to like dunk. Things aren't easy like they used to be back in the day when it was a bunch of dumb fucking idiots online that had no idea what they're talking about, saying shit and just harassing people into submission. You realize that there's actual facts now. Donald Trump is a pattern in a history of corruption. What are you talking about, bro? I just showed like 5 examples of him taking money or taking some kind of a prize, stroking his ego, and then like laxing up on fucking tariffs. What are you talking about, bro? Holy shit.
So yes, these boats too have drugs on them.
You don't know. You're wrong. You're literally just wrong.
Even if the Ecuadorian man was let go with everybody saying that he was a good boy who didn't do nothing.
Sorry, that weird racism, but you're admitting that he didn't get charged.
Despite the fact that he was on the same boat that was confirmed to have cocaine.
It wasn't confirmed at all. What are you talking about?
iDubbbz hops around.
Holy fuck, this guy's an idiot. This guy's a complete fucking idiot. He might have had a past drug crime associated with him. Okay, that doesn't mean that there was drugs this time. They couldn't even confirm it. Yeah, true. Holy fuck. That's a great point. Holy shit. He pardoned the president of Honduras, who was convicted of drug crimes. He pardoned the guy who did Silk Road, which is all drugs. He doesn't care about drugs. What are you talking about? What the fuck?
The fact that he was on the same boat that was confirmed to have cocaine.
It was an idiot.
iDubbbz hops around and mocks politicians for calling these drugs poison, but I actually think they're downplaying it by referring to it as poison. Poison, as we think about it in general terms, either kills you quick or makes you sick for a while. Now let me ask you this. Would you prefer a family member either dies quick or develop a crippling substance abuse problem?
I probably prefer... Sorry, we're not saying die quick. Would I rather... Just to be clear, this guy's an idiot framing. Would I rather my loved one take rat poison and die violently or be addicted to heroin? I'll take the addiction to heroin for them, and then I'll try to help them out. Would you rather them die really quick or die of a drug slowly? What the fuck is this framing?
Fundamentally changing who they are as a person.
Oh my God,
always
dude,
asking you for money, lashing out at you, maybe even getting violent sometimes. As they slowly become a zombie who is either more or less willing to do anything for their next fix.
What are you talking
obviously,
about, bro?
This is the worst case scenario. But
dude, what are you talking about? You rather, like, you're sitting here saying you'd rather have your family member die of rat poison than be a drug addict? You're a freak. That's insane.
Say that the worst case scenario happens all too often, since everyone either knows someone like this or has a friend with someone in their life like this.
Well, I don't want a drug addict to die of rat poison, so crazy.
You are defending the narco-terrorists who make this possible.
He's just saying things. He's just saying stuff.
Because you don't like Donald.
He's just saying words. Now we're at the point where it's okay to give rat poison to fucking drug addicts. So that's where we are here.
Trump. And that's really just pathetic. By the way, the reason why he's allowed to just bomb them is because they're terrorists. And
you don't know that. You don't know anything.
Pretty much every argument against him doing it is just Trump bad.
It's a violation of due process. It's disproportionate draconian punishment for drug trafficking. Like, what the fuck? There's plenty of good reasons. The establishment of our democracy having due process and proportionate punishments? That's Trump bad? You're an idiot.
Murder wrong. Now on to the next thing.
You just called it murder. What? Yeah, murder is wrong.
Gavin Newsom was trolling me. He painted me as a little yellow minion with big glasses and overalls. He painted me like a minion. He painted me yellow with big glasses and overalls.
I will say a lot of the Democratic trolling falls a little flat because it seems like a lot of them don't believe in it.
Yes, that is true. It's a Trump tactic. And that's what he shouldn't be doing, Trump tactics.
It's a really funny way of saying the left can't meme. I'm not doing any side.
I think that he's more talking about the fact that they're doing it to just copy Trump rather than actually being meaningful about it. But okay.
Of hand here are twisting his words. That's literally what he just said. And he's going to cope.
Anyone can be funny if they don't make politics their entire personality, but the left still has weak meme game. You guys were melting down over Charlie Kirk memes. What are you talking about? I mean, I shouldn't say you guys. This guy's a fucking moron idiot, but what are you talking about? AI Charlie Kirk slap is funny as fuck, by the way. You guys see like a Charlie Clank and George Shroyd memes are fucking crazy.
About it, and he's going to make up all kinds of reasons here without considering the simple explanation, which is that you people just...
Also, making politics your entire personality, isn't that what a president of the United States is supposed to show us? His entire personality. He's the president. His entire personality should be being the president. Like, you don't get time to like World of Warcraft or something as well. Like, you are the president. That's why you get paid well. That's why you have so much power. That's why you get an eternal family defense squad from the government, because it's such a big thing.
Aren't funny.
And I can't blame them. Like, how are you going to force them to be like, yeah, act like an idiot. Act like a fucking monkey scooping its shit out of its ass and eating it.
This is kind of based.
Can you do that?
Democrat. Jesus fucking Christ.
He's actually, dude, I watched iDubbbz video and it was so bad. Watching it through Just a Robot, I'm like, what the fuck? iDubbbz is so funny and true and correct. Almost every take that is being shown is a good take. It's like this guy is fucking systematically cutting the best parts of iDubbbz video and putting it here. You could easily convince me that iDubbbz paid this guy money to make this video. That's how fucking bad this is.
Brycian, how many news clips are you going to fucking play? Is this why your entire mind has rotted away?
Why wouldn't he play? He's showing proof.
Anissa just makes you sit down and watch mainstream news all day instead of gaming or doing something you actually enjoy. You would actually learn more from gaming all day than you would from watching.
I'm in a drunk, vulnerable state right now, and it makes me like iDubbbz, guys. Time for a collab, am I right? Let's make our own podcast. I'm just kidding.
Fucking MSNBC or CNN.
I couldn't handle the smoke and the DMs from Ethan Klein.
Politicians are some of the least humorous people on the planet. They've always been so easy. When I was a Republican, it was always too easy. You're like,
whoa, dude, 6'7"?
Seriously, bring me somebody that's like
he's 6'7"ing.
Tough to fight. No,
what the fuck? Sorry.
Shut the fuck up, Morning Joe.
I don't understand.
I don't either. I wasn't paying any much attention. I should probably rewatch that clip.
Or doing good from watching fucking MSNBC or CNN.
Politicians are some of the least humorous people on the planet. They've always been so easy. When I was a Republican, it was always too easy. You're like, seriously, bring me somebody that's like tough to fight. No,
I don't understand what he's saying. I don't think there's enough context.
Humor.
Shut the fuck up, Morning Joe.
I don't understand. You more or less just agreed with the guy. What happened? I'm so sick of this.
I don't feel like I got enough context of that clip to really have an opinion on it.
Modern day commentary tactic of agreeing with your opponent but wording it like it's a disagreement.
To suggest that debating public policy and debating issues is at all comparable to making jokes at other people's expense. We're not doing jokes.
But you are doing jokes. Well, remember the ice cream cone? Dark Brandon. What about Skibbity Biden?
Skibbity Biden. What about, you know what's a good one? It's really fucked up. One of the most fucked up memes is on TikTok. There's ones that are like, oh, this is how I would have handled it. And they catch the bullet and eat it. And it's like, Jesus Christ, you guys are going fucking ballistic. But then again, Charlie Kirk did say that he would torture his 12-year-old if she got raped. So by forcing her to give birth. Again, it's okay if you're pro-life, but if you think that you're a child that's raped, in this scenario, his daughter was 12. If you think that a child is raped and you would force them to give birth, that's a truly disgusting and evil thing. So, I mean, that's torture. You're teaching them that rapist has more agency over their body than they do. Whoa, why are you playing so many clips, dude? What the fuck?
Skibbity Biden, Skibbity Biden, Skibbity Biden. Hitler's language, Trump is using Hitler's language. Trump is using Hitler's language. Skibbity.
I'm sure there was plenty of shit related to Kamala Harris, but I've already forgotten all about her, as I'm sure everyone else has as well.
Yes, it's very easy to win at a game that no one else is playing.
Ian, you're pretending that the left doesn't play this game because they're bad at it.
These Democrats were so easy when I was a Republican. I would call them gay. I'd say, you got something on your shirt, buddy. So easy. They were yapping about some shit about Social Security benefits going away. It's whatever. They were losing on the you got something on your shirt front. Democrats, they're so soft.
I only played all of that because if I had to suffer through Ian's pathetic attempts at humor, then so do you.
I don't even know. Like, okay, that was cringe. Cool. I don't know.
I also wanted to put his hypocrisy on display because this entire video he's doing exactly what he's bitching about. Mixing serious political
just drank 6. I'll hit that 7.
Discussion with jokes. Next.
That's not his criticism, you fucking idiot. There's a difference between some fucking slop YouTuber doing it versus the president of the United States joking and memeing about taking over other countries. Bro, I just have to tell you, it's just I can't handle how fucking stupid some of these conservatives are. It's not all of them, but it's these fucking it's online conservatives, dude. Online everybody is so stupid. Like every single fucking time people are like, hey, it was really fucked up that Trump mocked Nancy Pelosi's husband for getting beaten with a hammer and pushed this conspiracy that it was actually his gay lover. Hey, it was really fucked up that Donald Trump was joking about taking over Canada by imposing insane tariffs that are unjustifiable because per capita Canada spends 7 times more per person on American goods that we do on their goods. Same thing with the jokes about taking over fucking Greenland or whatever. You know, it's really fucked up that he does all these terrible things. Yeah, whatever. And then they're like, yeah, well, what about Destiny? He joked about Charlie Kirk's. Who the fuck Destiny? It's a fucking online memer. Or iDubbbz. Oh, well, iDubbbz made a joke about politics. I don't understand why they compare the literal president of the United States to fucking streamers. As if these are the comparable thing. It melts my fucking brain down. Over and over again. Over and over again. I don't get it. I don't understand like how you compare these two people. What the fuck? Why is the bar on the floor for Trump? Is this why why is the bar on the floor for Trump? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I really don't. It fucking blows my mind.
He starts bitching about Ben Shapiro, but I'm going to skip forward a little bit in order to cut some of the fat.
We live in both the
whoa, fatphobic.
dumbest and the funniest timeline. I gotta say, this is our
this joke is not funny, Ben. You're an idiot.
This is all of our life now. This is the business we have chosen.
He said that he's praying for Trump to die, which is a hell of a day.
The big cheeseburger in the sky to come and rid us of this problem.
Literally praying for the death of the president. So that's solid stuff there on the Dean Obadiah show. But if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? MIGA.
Is that a good thing? Dude, this is so funny because every single time we try to do some kind of regime change in another country, it increases the amount of asylum seekers that come from that country to our country. And it's like, hey, guys, like I think that we should support other countries and slowly shift them to be more progressive. I believe that. But like people are like, why do we have so many Haitian immigrants coming? Because we fucked their economy up for how long? Through constant like regime changes and fucking them in the ass. That's why these people come here to seek asylum, because we're fucking them so much. What we like, it's just so funny because like, yeah, we can't let everybody in and we have to tighten up our asylum seeking process. But what we're basically doing is we're throwing fucking footballs through the windows of our neighbors. And then when they come over here with their estimate, we tell them we'll give them maybe a third of what they ask for. That is what the asylum seeking process is. It's us destabilizing other countries for our country's best interest and then doing asylum seeking and being like, yeah, you can come here because we need you to come here anyway in general because our birth rates are dropping because people aren't having any kids because it's so fucking expensive nowadays and we don't give a shit about healthcare at all and we are cutting benefits for fucking poor people. And also, by the way, jobs are disappearing because AI is and robotics is displacing jobs and driving down wages. And then we're also exporting things, but we're giving tax cuts to billionaires and we're cutting your funding. Also, healthcare, fuck that. We're not going to elongate subsidies that make it cheaper and more affordable. People, you see what's happening? Oh, we're going to cut education as well, so we have to accept H-1B visas, so we can't train the people here to actually be effective. You see what we're doing here? That is why we have an asylum seeking process. We don't do it to be nice. Some people do, but we mostly do it because we fuck other countries up and we go, hey, I shot you, but here's a Band-Aid. That's what this is. That's what this is. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, President Trump,
fucking idiot. Fucking idiot Shapiro, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
He's the best at this. When it comes to the trolling, he put out a tweet yesterday showing himself on Mount Rushmore. And I know he thinks he's trolling, but he just looks like a doofus. I mean, truly a doofus.
Whoa.
Ben doesn't like the Gavin Newsom tweets. Yes, Ben, it's partisan. You're only going to think it's funny if you dislike Trump. But
maybe. I mean, again, Newsom is, you did just admit that Newsom is like doing a weird shadow of what Trump was doing.
You like Trump, so it will not be funny.
But you're different because instead of being like the squeaky midget, you just don't find anything funny at all.
He just said that, didn't he? Didn't he just say it's all cringe?
You're humorless, joyless.
None of it's funny.
You want to die, but at least you think you're being consistent.
What?
It won't even approach funny to you.
Dude, what the fuck?
Now you know how we feel about the new norm.
What the fuck did you just say? Listen.
Oh my god, the new norm, this cringe-ass Norm Macdonald show. Please don't go on this tangent.
I know I said earlier that iDubbbz comparing drug traffickers to doctors was the...
Dude, this guy unironically loves fucking conservative slop cartoons. Holy fuck.
Dumbest thing he said all video. But I take it back. This is the dumbest thing he's said this entire video. The new norm is a fucking masterpiece.
Okay.
The best thing ever created by AI. Better than anything.
Oh look, a masked lesbian. You get it? Wow, that's definitely not. That's probably a really intelligent critique on society.
Ever made by human.
This is not Norm Macdonald. What the fuck is he talking about? What am I thinking about? Oh, am I thinking about Mr. Dingus? I must be thinking of something else. I have no idea what the show is. Then I thought you were talking about the Norm Macdonald show. I guess I can't weigh in on this. Maybe it's an amazing show. Who the fuck knows? What am I thinking of?
Or even God. We need...
Wait, what am I... Wait, hold on. Dude, wait, did I say Norm Macdonald? Hold on a second. You give me like 5 seconds. I'm drunk. Give me 5 seconds. Shut up. Stop criticizing me. Stop. You guys are going to get banned. I'm just kidding. I'm thinking of Adam Carolla. That's what I'm thinking of. What am I thinking of right now? I'm thinking of Mr. Burcham for some reason. Dude, my fucking brain is cooked. I love Norm Macdonald. I'm sorry. Okay. Jesus Christ, that was crazy. That was fucking wild, bro. That was an insane mental thing that I just went through. Tim Allen? Is Tim Allen in this? I like Tim Allen. He's good.
Some new norm cells in the Just the Robot fan base. And if you agree, comment, we want normal beer.
Okay, cool.
I think the most important idea I want to convey in this video is that a lot of commentators and politicians on the right, they are communicating in memes. They're making jokes about a lot of serious, deathly...
Yeah, they're trying to dehumanize them and make jokes out of them so it's easier for them to like force it down our throats, yeah.
Important topics.
Elon Musk is on that show? Oh, it's dog shit then, sorry. Standard dog shit.
That are life and death for a lot of people, but it's not life and death for them.
Nobody could benefit from a nice fast more than the SNAP recipients.
It's this guy, he's a dickhead. That's the dickhead I was talking about.
President Trump.
Ooh, fuck poor people. Rich people are getting more powerful than ever, so fuck poor people to death. Thank you, Adam, you fucking moron, you stupid fuck. Adam Carolla used to have to go through the difficult process of getting casted on TV shows, and now he could sit in a fucking podcasting room and make money. Technology, how many jobs do you think get killed from that? Tremendous. Jobs are getting taken away. We're losing them to technology and robotics and AI. And frankly, it's a good thing for the consumer, but it's a bad thing for workers. It's comparable to outsourcing factories to different countries. So if we're not going to tax the fuck out of these services so that we can redistribute wealth productively through a negative income tax, a conservative policy, which I believe in more than anything else, because it'll help displace the welfare that I think people are too dependent on with a better, easier form of welfare that's easier to get on, easier to get off, and still incentivizes you to work hard. I think that's the biggest thing. If we're not going to do that, then what the fuck are we doing?
Said, I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Okay, this is total trolling, obviously.
It's just a troll, dude.
He's not going to declare war on Chicago.
President of the United States over the weekend released a video of him pooping on the American people.
Harry Sisson, yeah, that's crazy.
He is using satire to make a point.
So
we do be loving satire here.
They can be jovial and act like it's not a big deal.
I want to show young people where Adam started on the Man. I think the Man Show. I used to jerk off to that show when I was a baby. Well, I wasn't a baby.
And then when suddenly they see rhetoric that's violent on the left, or from people who are having their friends and family deported, stolen from their work, and sent to alligator.
I was 9 years old. Holy shit.
For Alcatraz, you're going to have people.
There's a whole video that was released. I still have to watch it. It was a 60 minutes thing. I think it's only 15 minutes. And it was about like how Donald Trump is like deporting people to some other country. I forget. I think it's Venezuela. I don't really remember. And the prisons are horrible, and they are definitely very anti-American when it comes to the way that we're supposed to be treating criminals. You know, you're supposed to have proportionate punishment with due process. We don't have that.
We're getting serious.
I know that was a long clip, but I wanted to play it in its entirety just to prove that I'm not doing any kind of sleight of hand. iDubbbz actually made the argument that a reasonable response to jokes on Twitter is calls to violence because we are removing people who are here illegally.
I'm so confused. What point did he make that I missed?
No.
Satire to make a point.
So they can be jovial and act like it's not a big deal. And then when suddenly they see rhetoric that's violent on the left, or from people who are having their friends and family deported, stolen from their work, and sent to Alligator Alcatraz, you're going to have people getting serious.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly true.
No, that was a long...
When Donald Trump decides to escalate political temperature by constantly being absolutely fucking insane, refusing to acknowledge Melissa Hortman's death, mocking people getting beaten with hammers, calling it the Department of War, mocking violence, indiscriminately bombing people, indiscriminately having ICE go around in unmarked vans without showing their face to take people away. So it's that's actual terrorizing people. That's terrorizing. Is that terrorism? I don't know. Definitely terror. Yes, if you're escalating political like temperatures, that is why violence is happening. Yeah, no shit, asshole. That's a fact. What are you talking about? So in January 6th, when everybody thought that, like, falsely, because there's literally no proof, that the election was stolen from Trump, that violence was justified, and they got a pardon. But now the left, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't pardon a bunch of criminals who were chanting "Kill Mike Pence," that broke into the Capitol to try to attack people, and then be the president of peaceful fun times. You pardoned violent criminals who broke into the Capitol, idiot. Like, of course people are going to think that violence is okay. Like, Donald Trump is the reason why violence is happening in America. You don't get to pardon violent criminals who attack the Capitol and then not expect people to say, oh, I guess violence is the new standard. I guess I'll take out a healthcare CEO, which isn't right at all. Shouldn't have happened. But healthcare CEOs exist to maximize profit at the expense of your life. So I don't care, to be honest with you. It should have never happened. He should get prosecuted to the full extent of the law, but also I have very little empathy for CEOs whose job it is to make sure that people die so they can have a yacht. So I don't really give a much of a fuck. But that's why this type of shit is happening. That's why this type of shit is happening.
Long clip, but I wanted to play it in its entirety just to prove that I'm not doing any kind of sleight of hand. iDubbbz actually made the argument that a reasonable response to jokes on Twitter is...
The left can meme, am I right? That's a funny joke. Middle finger? Funny joke, school bus joke.
This calls to violence because we are removing people who are here illegally.
Look,
you're just an idiot. You can't even reason with.
America is built on the idea of free speech. You have the right.
What?
But
we have free speech. Wait, I'm sorry. Didn't the FCC get used to try to silence Jimmy Kimmel? Didn't the Pentagon just remove like every single media outlet because those media outlets refused to sign the agreement from the Pentagon that they won't report on anything that they find unless the Pentagon gives them a clearing? Donald Trump, the guy who's trying to take away people's media licenses, who's indiscriminately suing media organizations that speak critically about him? Donald Trump, the guy who is fucking with the media rotation when it comes to press hearings if media organizations don't play ball, right? Donald Trump, the guy who, right now, the 60 Minutes pulled that episode because of the fear that they have that Donald Trump is going to fuck them in the ass. So what are we talking about? What? They went back on the Pentagon thing? Oh shit, is that true? That's fair. Yeah, it went back on in October 2025. That's fair that happened. That was a while ago. Shit, I should have known about that. Either way, the fact that they even wanted to implement strict media signatures, and the only reason they stopped it is because media decided that they weren't going to go there. It's still pushing, and I would say is a violation of freedom of speech. They're trying to push against freedom of speech. They didn't have a choice. Yeah, Donald Trump, the guy who pulled down. Who violated valid statue permits for people when they put up a statue of him and Jeffrey Epstein being best friends, like holding hands in like a park when they had a valid permit for it. Who are we talking about? The freedom of speech guy? Yeah, okay. Yeah, definitely the freedom of speech guy. Thank you, though, for the correction.
What they're doing right now...
Oh, because Fox wouldn't sign it. That's funny. That's true. Only OAN signed it, right? Yeah.
...is different. They are trying to incite violence. It's not funny. You don't mock a president who has already had 2 failed assassination attempts on his life. This is not a game.
Oh, no. You can't say that it's not a game now. When your fucking guy, he is the inventor of the game.
That's true. That was what they were playing right there was
when your fucking guy.
This is a Trump Gaza meme. So this is basically supporting a genocide in Gaza. I just want you to understand. So genocide is killing, harm, harsh conditions, preventing births, forcibly transferring children, intent to destroy an entire part of it, et cetera, et cetera. And he's already talked about removing people from Gaza to build some kind of hotel. This is a meme about how it's kind of like, yeah, we should topple Gaza so we can build like fucking Trump Trump hotels there. It's like, yeah, that's insane. You got a bunch of people going through like a fucking horrific, like getting killed by Israel, disproportionate response, and you're gonna make a meme, especially in January. This was in January. A meme about how like we should clear them all out and build Trump hotels is fucking preposterous. This is the violence guy. He mocked Nancy Pelosi's husband getting beaten with a hammer. It's in the speech. Isn't this a beautiful speech of just pulling us together?
Together we will take on the ultra left-wing liars, losers, freaks, perverts, and freaks who are
perverts. This is Jeffrey Epstein's best friend for 15 years, by the way.
devouring the future of this state like a swarm of locusts.
This is the guy who said that we need to fight like hell or else we're going to lose our country on January 6th. This is the violence. This is the political violence guy.
And we'll stand up to crazy Nancy Pelosi who ruined San Francisco. How's her husband doing, by the way? Anybody know?
Oh, that's mocking her husband for getting beaten with a hammer at a home invasion.
And she's against building a wall at our border, even though she has a wall around her house, which obviously didn't do a very good job.
Ooh, funny jokes about getting beaten with a hammer.
But then you have Kamala Harris. She's great.
I love joking about it. Incredible. By the way, Charlie Kirk's mocking of the hammer beating was even worse.
He is the inventor of the game. So no, you can't come out here and say, guys, this is serious. The poor little president has earshot, guys. This is serious business.
Yeah, I didn't even see a scar on his ear.
Not a game.
Yeah, Trump said to be peaceful one time in his speech. Yeah, true. Guys, be peaceful. Fight like hell. I'm not going to say anything as you're attacking the Capitol. Nice.
It's like, okay, well, if it's not a game, you better talk to your guy. You better have a conversation with your guy because he definitely thinks it's a game.
What am I even supposed to say to this?
Probably nothing, because somehow iDubbbz is showing that you're even out of depth in this conversation.
This motherfucker is absolutely deranged.
Ow, how is he deranged? He's not wrong.
It's like if a serial killer explained to you that he thought it was totally okay to kill women, cut off their hands, and pretend it's his girlfriend. He's outright stating...
What are you talking about? He's saying that Donald Trump is the escalator of political violence. And what? And that's why, like, he's reaping what he sowed, which I think he wants that to happen.
That he thinks a reasonable response to jokes, mostly about actual criminals, is to go,
you don't know that at all.
How about I fucking kill you?
Okay, he's an idiot. He's an idiot person. You can't reason with this guy.
How about that?
Now this brings me to the alleged...
You can't reason with the guy because all he knows is a couple of memes on Twitter about Donald Trump. He doesn't care about like the... And now this actually it's clicking. It's finally clicking for me. This fucking idiot robot finally made me realize what the problem is. 99% of the people who like Trump, they don't like him for actual policy. They're mentally deficient and fucking stupid. They like him because he puts funny Twitter memes, and that's silly, and I love silliness, and they don't look into any of the policy. They don't know what's actually going on around them whatsoever because they're not educated on anything that's happening. They don't know about the cuts to Medicare and Medicaid. They don't know about the cuts to Social Security. They don't know about the cuts to everything or the desperation to try to cut. They don't know about the SNAP benefit cut. They don't know that the Republicans desperately did not want to expand Obamacare subsidies that would have made it cheaper to get health care. They don't want to know about the cutting of HIV or different vaccines to different countries to protect children. They don't want to know about any of this shit. That's what it is. Holy fuck.
Shooter of Charlie Kirk.
Did Jar add this in? So I might have to cut that out. I don't think that was in iDubbbz' original video, but he let that go on too long. And Ian converted to Christianity in the name of Charlie Kirk, divorced his whore wife, and went back to bullying. Okay, incredible. I'm not trying to be that guy. Don't like the R slur. Does Robot, does he not understand that he's a lolcow? Does he not understand that if like iDubbbz decided to make a new career just making fun of Just a Robot and other people like him, that he would like that would bring him back from the fucking brink of non-existence, of irrelevance? Why would he want to convert to Christianity? What the fuck? Well, he might as well convert to Lord of the Rings at this point. Like, what the fuck?
There were a lot of mainstream media people and politicians who were like bewildered of the profile of this guy. Like, what the hell? He's white. He comes from Utah. He's in a loving family.
He comes from a normal household, raised Mormon. Parents are Republican.
Yeah, raised Mormon. Now I understand why he was such a freak that got radicalized online.
Father's in construction, and they live in a 6-bedroom home in Utah. A family member said he wasn't political until recently when something...
He wasn't political. The Mormons weren't political? Okay.
Snapped.
Oh, I get it now. He was indoctrinated by woke and furry woke trans.
Yes, that is exactly what happened.
No, exactly what happened was he has a... Listen, what he did was disgusting, by the way. He deserves a death penalty. But what happened is that he had a hyper-conservative Mormon religious family, and he rebelled against that by going towards the left because his radical family pushed him to the radical left, and then he got radicalized online in social media slop, and that's what caused him to do it. Just give me a fucking break with this stuff. Nobody that's healthy, like raised in a healthy way, shifts drastically away from their parents' perspective. I have a difference in agreement with my mother, but I'm not like drastically different from her. I usually will say like I'm more conservative minded. It's just that this conservative party are a bunch of fucking like actual freaks. They're a bunch of freaks. Like, literally, they're not normal human beings. We're at a point now, because of technology displacing jobs and driving down wages, that the conversation isn't about big tax cuts. The conversation is about reeling it in and getting rid of micromanagement through the way that we do welfare with a better, more streamlined, less capturing welfare system of a negative income tax. That's what I think, which is a more conservative idea, right? Because it's so hard to get on and off welfare, and it doesn't incentivize you to work hard. If you get a negative income tax, you go to work. You can go to work. You still get money. The more you make, the less you'll get back, but you're still making more money overall. So it incentivizes you to go work, right? That's like, so like, I'm still generally conservative minded, but like the Conservative Party are freaks right now. They're insane. They have no policy other than trans people are bad and it's funny to kill people. That's the whole thing. Indiscriminate bombing, violations of freedom of speech, violations of due process. Our party's fucking crazy. Cum guzzling Russia. It's fucking insane.
He was a normal dude from a Mormon family, then got into furry shit.
He's a normal dude, okay.
Started dating a trans person, changed his political views, and carried out a political assassination because of it.
Yeah, it's definitely the political views, yeah.
Saying it in a funny voice doesn't make it incorrect. And you're literally about to play a bunch of clips that make you look like an absolute dumbass because they literally
Let's see it.
prove my point.
Makes sense.
Etched apparently on the bullets were all gamer and or trans oriented slogans. Notices bulge, OWO.
That's crazy. Jesus Christ.
For example.
I forgot about that one. I think one of them is if you read this, you're gay.
We know he wrote slogans that come from the trans community. He wrote about the bulge.
There's something.
See, this is what I'm talking about. There's an obsession with trans people. A white guy that was raised in a fucking, like a Mormon, like a very strict religious conservative Mormon family, shoots Charlie Kirk, and they're blaming it on trans people because he had a trans girlfriend or something. This is because they're obsessed with trans people. They're obsessed with trans people. They won't stop talking about trans people in sports. I get it. Trans women probably shouldn't compete in sports. Do you think that this is a priority? No, they're fucking insane. The same people who believe in the magical apple curse think that trans people are crazy because they feel like they were born in the wrong body. That's crazy. That is fucking crazy. There are people in mega churches that feel like Jesus Christ is literally spearing them through their throat. And they give all their money on this hope that they'll go to eternal salvation, getting manipulated by mega churches. There's not a fucking peep about those people. Why? Because Erica Kirk is putting on fucking mega church events. Donald Trump is putting on mega church events. Hey guys, Charlie Kirk dies. What should we do? Let's do a mega church event. Hey guys, let me come onto the stage with Nicki Minaj to Nicki Minaj's music in a mega church event. megachurch event. They play into the religious psychosis when it comes to megachurch events and when it comes to fucking freaks like that. But the second somebody feels like they were born in the wrong body, that's too much for them. It's way too much for the conservative people who believe in a magical apple curse, who believe that God himself put sin into us and onto the earth and then sent his son to die to absolve us of those sins that he created. That's not crazy to them. But what's crazy to them is somebody feels like they were born in the wrong body. That's fucking insane. We live in a freak fucking timeline where we accept some of the most delusional shit in the entire world. I think the Bible can have a lot of positive moral messaging. You know what else can too? The Lord of the Rings book. We're at that point. These people grasp the Bible, the aspect of the Bible that hates gay and trans people and wants to batter women into the corner, but they don't like the part about how you should help the needy and the poor. It's fucking crazy. We live in a delusional freak fucking timeline. It's blowing my fucking mind. We live in a religious psychosis. It's insane to be a normal person walking amongst people who believe that the spirit of God is going through them, and it's not saying to help the poor. That's fucking wild. But it is saying, hey, my best sports ball team better win or I'm going to beat the fuck out of my wife. These people pray for their favorite football team to win more than they pray for some money to go to kids dying of HIV and AIDS in other countries and hepatitis because they're fucking born with it. They don't give a fuck, but they will beat the living shit out of their fucking partner and throw their TV off the wall that costs hundreds of dollars in the name of God, but they won't give $50 of their taxes to fucking people dying of starvation. It's crazy. It's fucking we live in an insane world. It's fucking crazy to me. It's just fucking crazy to me.
Something called Furry Shades of Gay. You know that
Nice.
Discord app that they were chatting on, all those messages we found later? Is it a component of this? And what is it, by the way? Furry Shades of Gay.
Yeah, I don't know why he played a bunch of clips that hard counter the point he was trying to make in his own video. Trust me, I did not edit those things in myself.
The fact that the media and politicians are bewildered at the profile of Tyler Robinson just goes to show how out of touch everyone is.
Not everyone is miserable and humorless as you are, Ian. People who
Bro, you haven't made a funny joke this whole fucking thing. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
carry out shootings usually aren't like this, so it's pretty funny to everyone else that this guy was a degenerate furry porn addict who got radicalized on Discord, most likely by the same people he goons with. I fail to see how it's out of touch to view degenerate.
Bob, did you know that the Lord of the Rings is supposed to be a Christian history of Europe, according to their author? I wouldn't doubt that, but here's what I know. The dwarves were given 7 rings that made them desire greed so much that dragons came and stole their gold and killed them. That's a story about being against greed, right? The rings for the men corrupted them. It gave them power and corrupted them and made them evil. I know that. I know the actual ring of power. It lies to you and says like, oh, you'll get more power to help people. And then they go on to become genocidal freaks. I know that the Lord of the Rings is about, putting your faith into some people who seem maybe less capable and looking like the hobbits, looking at people in an alternative way of value just because they're small and weak doesn't mean that they can't be tremendously valuable. That's what it's about. Honor, duty, love, right? I mean, a woman kills the fucking Witch King, right? So some kind of feminist shit there. And I know that the Bible's story of Adam and Eve is about listening to God regardless of whether you understand what he's saying or not, or anybody that says they are God or represent God. Because it's like, hey, here's an apple. You don't know right from wrong. Oh, you ate the apple. You're punished forever. You're not immortal anymore. So, like, I'm not even kidding. It's probably better to get your fucking morals from Lord of the Rings. Let's be real.
Furry porn addicts as not normal. And the fact that
Bro, you're a fucking porn addict. What are you talking about?
worldview brings you to wanting it to be normal should make you start questioning things. But
Bro, what did he just criticize furry porn addicts? Bro, you were saying that Cinnabar girl was just gooning too much when she was talking to a fucking kid, sending him the kid porn or whatever. What?
we all know you aren't capable of any level of self-reflection whatsoever.
There are creatures like this all over the internet. They're apathetic. They don't give a fuck. They are watching the same level of apathy being displayed from our politicians. The president of the United States is deporting people and then making memes about it. Like,
Dude, do I have to stop while playing video games while I react to content? Holy fuck. I feel like this video, I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm getting psyoped by just a robot thinking that Ian's making good points here. Or maybe it's because I'm drunk. Or maybe it's because I'm paying attention. I don't know.
Be really shocked that this guy would write ooh woo notices bulge on a bullet.
Let me try to understand the logic here. Charlie Kirk bad, so Shooter good. I get that part.
That's not what he's saying. He's saying that a bunch of people online are getting radicalized through the internet, plus Donald Trump's apathy is creating an atmosphere where violence seems acceptable, especially since he decided to pardon a bunch of January 6ers that were violent criminals. That's what he's saying. He's not saying it's acceptable. He's not saying that it was okay that it happened. He's just talking about the atmospheric framing of the situation.
But also immigration jokes bad, so furry porn.
This is an immigration joke, dude. I'm not making an immigration joke about how we need more fucking illegal immigrants so they can do my lawn. That's not the joke that we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Donald Trump making memes about fucking bombing people that we haven't gotten due process and we don't know if they've actually done anything wrong.
Good? What?
Holy
what are you
shit.
even saying, dude? You don't need to defend this.
God.
You shouldn't even have to mention it. This video is so sociopathic and all over the place that it's hard to even respond to. You're on too many pills, Ian. Tell your wife to stop shopping for doctors so she can put you on new prescriptions for a disease you don't even have every fucking week.
What the hell are you talking about, bro?
This is very much par for the course. I'm surprised we didn't see something crazier. Just so no one is reading between the lines, my opinion on the matter is that political violence happens.
They should be a little more aggressive against it happening, but yes, it does happen.
Is that an endorsement? It is not. ICE kidnapping and assaulting people.
Those people are here illegally.
Going into people's places.
We don't know that they're here. So just to be clear, we don't know if they're here illegally. Some of them are working with, a lot of them are working with courts, and ICE is still violating that. They're in unmarked cars in many instances, and they have masks on in many instances. So knock it off. You're just saying that because you don't know what's happening. You're an idiot that thinks that the Trump memes are funny, and you just like Trump, so you're like, no, they must be doing something wrong. You are the uneducated voter that probably shouldn't be able to vote. And you should be able to vote, but you're stupid. You haven't gotten proper education. You don't know what you're talking about. You're speaking emotionally. You like Trump. He makes you feel good because, hey, memes are back, baby. But you aren't actually educated on anything. Also, nobody respects you or thinks that you're funny or even watches you anymore. And when they did, they think they watched you because you were stupid and they thought that you were a joke. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't even know what we're doing here. What are we doing here? You don't know anything you're talking about. You're unfunny. You're uninteresting. You defend fucking weird predator freaks. What value do you have to society? I don't understand what you're saying here. Why are you making videos? It doesn't make any sense to me.
To work, holding SNAP benefits over people.
That happened because of a government shutdown resulting from Democrats wanting health care and other benefits for people who are here illegally.
See, he has a mental disorder. He's stupid. He's dumb. Bro, the shutdowns were because Democrats wanted Republicans to promise to extend the Obamacare healthcare subsidies for middle-class Americans. You talk about illegal immigrants getting healthcare? It doesn't exist. Non-citizens might get healthcare if they're here legally, but illegal immigrants do not get access to Obamacare. What are you talking about? Now, here's the funny thing. If they go to the hospital and they're illegal, you still have to treat them, which means we're still paying for it, you fucking idiot. So it really didn't matter if that was the case. But illegal immigrants do not get Social Security. They don't get health care. They don't get anything. You heard Trump say a thing and you didn't do a basic Google search. There you go. No, undocumented immigrants do not have access to federally funded health care coverage, including Medicare, Medicaid, or the Children's Health Insurance Program. They don't have access to it. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about. You're saying words because you're a fucking idiot. Legal immigrants don't get Social Security, despite the fact that they are given, in many instances, a TIN number from from the actual IRS. As long as the IRS will say, "We'll give you a TIN number so you can pay taxes to us," and they pay taxes, and they don't get any benefits back from it, on the hope that it'll help them become citizens. And the IRS says, "We won't report you to the federal government." There was a whole tiff that fucking Trump had with the IRS for a brief moment because he wanted them to give up the names, and they refused to do it because they had basically a social contract for it. The only thing they might be able to get is benefits for their kids if they come here and they have kids on their soil and those kids have access to things like food stamps. Then maybe that in that capacity. But you don't understand anything that you're talking about. You're just saying things because it makes you feel good. You don't know facts. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no fucking clue. You are the average IQ of a typical Trump supporter, too. This is what's fucking crazy. You are a typical MAGA person. That's what I should say. I don't want to say Trump supporter. You are uneducated. You have no idea what you're talking about. You speak out of your feelings. You can't do basic Google searches on what you're talking about. And ultimately, you somehow made iDubbbz, a CTE victim, look like the most intelligent person that I've watched at the end of 2025. That is the most insane aspect of this entire fucking situation, Just a Robot. It blows my fucking mind how you managed to do this. It's insane. It's actually fucking insane. I'm flabbergasted. This is almost impressive about how fucking dumb you are, man. Do you really this is the first time I think in his entire life he's decided to step into the political sphere. You make anti-SJW slop content that most people don't really care to look at and criticize because they look at you as someone that's like, aw, like that's how they look at you, like kind of a pity. Now you put yourself on the map when it comes to you defending predators, so that's good for you. And you want to come back in a political discussion and conversation? Why are you doing this to yourself? What is wrong with you? What are you talking about? This is embarrassing. And it's also frustrating because you're like the fucking midline for conservatives right now. It's fucking crazy, dude. It's crazy. This is an embarrassing video for you. And it's so embarrassing because these are the facts and logic guys. These are the facts and logic guys. And they think that like wanting people to be Christian and support a non-factual book to batter gay and trans people, but not actually express, I guess, fucking help for people that need it. These are the facts and logic people. These are the guys. These are the guys that are like, I'm a facts and logic guy. Like, I'm super smart. Hey guys, facts, 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 facts. Basic Google searches elude them though. This guy didn't even know that the one guy that he said, for a fact that there were drugs in that boat, he didn't even know that he got let off because they couldn't confirm that. Because that was just what Trump was saying. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that immigrants can't get access to Obamacare or Medicare or Medicaid. He doesn't know any of these things. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know what he's talking. He doesn't know that they have no access to Social Security. He doesn't know. He has no idea. He has no fucking idea whatsoever. He's just talking. Don't talk about this anymore. It's embarrassing for you. It's embarrassing. This is worse. Frankly, this is worse than you defending Cinnabar, the fucking like predator girl. It's worse than that. Because you're brushing off like people dying from lack of access to resources, despite the fact that we have somebody worth $600 billion that is able to take money, loans against his net worth and then pay for things to avoid taxes. That's what these people do, and he doesn't know these things. He just sits on the fucking computer all day. I don't even know if he works. What do you do at 30? What do you do with yourself? What do you do every day? You don't know anything. You don't know the complexities of anything. I would say I have an above average understanding of things, and even I'm barely breaking the surface. You have a below average, or what I like to call the MAGA average of understanding of the way that politics works. Fucking insane. Yeah.
And also,
I just took a big piss to calm myself down, and I had a lot of piss in me there.
Blowing up boats.
Yes, killing narco terrorists.
You say so, dude. I'm exhausted by your presence, Char.
This is all political violence. It's very political and it's very violent. But where's it coming from? It's coming from the top. And they're saying, yep, this is where political violence is A-okay. But if there's any violence going upstairs, anyone along that ladder to the top, if there's any political violence in that regard, oh, that's bad. Where's your humanity?
So, like, this is another weird Ancapistan type argument.
ANCAP argument? It's not an ANCAP argument, dude. It's like, I think that it's an argument that needs better filtering. But overall, what he's saying is that, like, Donald Trump has normalized violence through the weaponization of ICE as like some kind of domestic terrorist organization that violates people's due process and goes around in unmarked vans and masks and goes after people that are working with the courts in many instances by indiscriminately bombing people who they think are drug dealers but have no confirmation of that whatsoever. And I'll add one that's the pardoning of January 6 people and the mocking of Nancy Pelosi and the constant increase in political violence. And the list goes on, really. Even the justification of Russia attacking Ukraine, saying Ukraine started it somehow. Somehow Ukraine started the war in Ukraine Like, I guess having Russia genocide them through starvation to implant Russians. I guess that's what happened there. You know, also the political violent escalation of saying we should fucking completely flatten Gaza and put Trump hotels up there. That's what our president is communicating to people. And so that's going to trickle down and cause other political violence. I don't know what to tell you. That's what he's saying. He's saying it in a maybe way that could be framed better, but that's what he's saying. And you're just not understanding it because you don't really have a understanding of anything. You're the one who said that, like, oh, some fucking like 20-year-old girl, like having inappropriate conversations with like a 13-year-old, having that person draw porn of her or whatever the fuck he was doing. That like that was just her gooning too hard. What?
Despite Ian being a leftist, because it sounds a lot like he just doesn't think criminals should ever be punished unless they are right-wing and commit crimes he disagrees with.
You're an idiot, dude. I don't even know. This is just a person that he can't even be reasoned with. Maybe he can be. This is embarrassing, dude. Holy fuck. What are you talking about? He's talking about due process. You haven't, he's literally said like 8 times that you haven't verified if these people have fucking actually committed a crime. What are you talking about?
Ian, do you even know what a government is? Don't go look at the dictionary definition.
I don't think you need to. You could probably Google it. Maybe you should Google stuff more too.
Because at the end of the day, a government is just a monopoly on violence.
What?
They are allowed to use physical force in order to deal with criminals. It is...
Okay, your argument's stupid. Yes, they permit themselves that action, but it has to be proportionate to what's going on. That's why when George Floyd was murdered by that cop, he got fired and put in jail because it was disproportionate, unjustifiable violence. That's why that happens in a system that really doesn't have police take accountability for anything. So yeah, what are you talking about? This guy he doesn't understand anything. This, like, Just a Robot thinks, just to be absolutely clear, what's getting communicated in this video, I need you guys to understand what's happening. At its core, what Just a Robot is saying is that people who are accused of sexual assault are always guilty. That's what he's saying. And I'm using that specifically in this instance because these are the guys that are constantly trying to like downplay sexual violence, right? These, or not, like, let's not even go that far. These are the types of people that I know that they would be like, oh, I don't like false accusations. That's what they would say. But when you sit here and you criticize somebody for saying they should be due process, what is due process? Due process is innocent until proven guilty. That's what due process is at its fucking core. So if he doesn't believe that you're innocent until proven guilty, that means you're allowed to leverage an accusation against somebody, and that is they are de facto fucking guilty. That is what he is effectively saying. That is the logical conclusion of what you're advocating for right now.
It's not political violence to capture and deport illegals any more than it is to arrest people for robbing a grocery store.
Okay.
Oh wait, you used to live in California, where robbing grocery stores is allowed.
Okay.
What about robbing people at gunpoint? Is that political violence to capture and jail people like that?
What? Who's doing that? What are we talking about? We're talking about people who came here. We don't even know if it's illegally coming here. We don't even know if they came here illegally or if they came here legally and then didn't show up to their courts, or they did show up to their court appointments, which a lot of them have, or if they came here illegally and they overstayed their visas. It's not illegal to be here illegally. It's illegal to come here illegally. I know it sounds silly. I know it sounds like ridiculous, but there is a difference between coming here legally and then overstaying on a visa like Elon Musk did versus coming through the border illegally. What I'm trying to make is that it is illegal to enter the United States without authorization. It's a federal crime, but being here on a overstayed visa is an immigration violation, and it's not a federal crime, okay? Just to be absolutely clear, these things are different, and they should be treated differently, right? And they should have different punishments. A lot of these people that are here illegally are here on overstayed visas. Like anywhere from 40 to 45% of the people that are undocumented immigrants to non-citizens, I guess you would say. Well, not even non-citizens, because non-citizens can still be illegal even though if they're non-citizen. They entered legally, right? This is something that needs to be considered. 40 to 45%. That's a pretty big amount of people, right? You don't understand that though. You don't get anything that's happening.
No.
You just don't understand proportionality. You're dumb.
And it isn't political violence to send people back home.
Okay, sure.
At least not in the way that we mean it.
Okay.
Basically, if you...
okay, so you're just changing the definition for yourself. Got it.
Look up a list of historical examples of political violence, capturing and deporting illegal immigrants en masse isn't going to be anywhere on there. And having empathy for people getting deported is uniquely an American thing.
What? Okay, but we're supposed to be the best country in the world. Why the fuck do I care if it's a uniquely American thing?
We're the only ones this cucked on this specific subject.
Are we cucked? So this is another problem too, is that people like this don't understand that we have a level of dependency on illegal immigrants. Again, at least 40% of which came here legally through a lot of different ways. One, they do pay taxes. That's $100 billion, I believe, per year in taxes from undocumented immigrants, whether they get a TIN number or they actually steal a social security number, right? They contribute to society through spending money on things. They do jobs that we don't want to do. Okay, because we're fat and fucking lazy. And yeah, you're fat too. You have slob energy, even if you aren't physically fat. Sorry, just letting you know. Okay, so we have a level of dependency on them. Farmers are in a fucking outrage because of the deportations of illegal immigrants. Just to be clear, there was also a factory of like legalized South Korean people here. Anyway, it was a Hyundai factory where they pulled there was a bunch of people there on a particular visa. Okay, and they went in there and they raided them and they they made their visas invalid and then they had to reverse it because they had such a significantly negative impact on what was going on there. Some of it's a dispute about manual labor. Trump administration said something along the lines of they were pouring concrete. The Korean government says something along the lines of this is a specialized way that they're doing particular things and that they need to be done right. And Americans aren't trained well. I don't really know the specifics. Maybe there's a level of validity here. But the overall point that I was making is that they're going after these companies and then they have to reverse because they had to give back the people's visas because they were fucking these companies so hard and they were fucking things up so hard. So what are you talking about? All this mass deportation of illegal immigrant shit. And maybe I just lost myself in it for a second because I was doing so much research on the side that I paused the recording. But we have this weird perspective on illegal immigrants as if we don't need them. We have lazy fucking useless Americans that don't want to get educated and they vote for the administration that cuts education for people. And then we wonder why we can't do certain things in America. You want to mass deport illegal immigrants, but these people are doing jobs that you're unwilling to do and supporting the economy, and it would disrupt us if we got rid of these people. If they're generating $100 billion a year in taxes, how much money are they generating in raw money and raw dollars that they're spending into our economy? You don't really know. Probably a significant amount. I would say a lot more. 100 billion in taxes. I guess that would that include their federal income tax? That might include their federal income tax plus their taxes that they're actually paying on goods and services, but they're probably bringing in a significant amount of money and they're paying a significant amount of money and centralizing that money through the economy. So just to completely arm them and get rid of them is so stupid. It's not even a good decision. Logically, it's emotionally dumb. It's logically dumb. There's no win for the mass deportation of illegal immigrants and or people that you think are illegal immigrants. Okay.
At least based on conversations I've had with Canadians and Europeans.
Sorry, I have to rewatch whatever the fuck you just said because I just rambled.
Unported is universal examples of anywhere on there. And having empathy for people getting deported is stupid. Uniquely an American thing. We're the only ones this cucked on this specific subject.
We have a very heavy dependence on illegal immigration, so.
At least based on conversations I've had with Canadians and Europeans.
Who? Other people online that don't know what the fuck they're talking about?
According to them, even the most liberal individuals over there don't care about deportations.
Okay.
Also, one more.
Well, it's crazy. It's almost like that's a different country and they don't understand our issues.
More thing before I move on. I'm not saying that the government is inherently good or that all political violence.
You're justifying everything Trump is doing. You're saying that Trump is inherently good. That's what your argument is.
Violence is inherently bad. How you think tyrannical governments, corrupt politicians, and unjust laws should be dealt with is up to you. What I'm saying is that for a society to
You don't think that any of these are unjust?
Function, there needs to be some kind of ruling body to make sure everyone plays nice. And
Trump's not doing that. He pardoned January 6ers. What are you talking about?
Doesn't just kill each other for fun.
Meanwhile, everyone experiencing political violence on a systemic level, no. This is operating as it should.
Yeah, it is.
It's not. You're an idiot.
Do you think anyone should be allowed to enter our country illegally and stay here for as long as they want? What exactly is a country?
I don't feel like repeating myself for the 15th time.
If it's not allowed to enforce its own borders and choose who is allowed in. It is absolutely insane that people have been gaslit into this mindset. And that's the end of the fucking video. The rest of it is just
I wish it was, but you have another 3 minutes.
Him shilling his awful Twitch stream. So in conclusion, fuck iDubbbz. You know, I've heard the opinion more than once that all iDubbbz has to do in order to get back into everyone's good graces is to make a content cop on Anissa, where he serves her divorce papers at the end.
Yeah, it's a stupid terminally online idea. Like, if you think it's silly, but practically, if iDubbbz ever did that, like, that would be the end of it for any normal person. Like, if him and Denise get a divorce, like, whatever, that is what it is. But to make a content cop about it would be so pathetic, because he decided to live with her. She's not a horribly abusive person. I think that there are aspects of the relationship that are toxic, but she's not like an abusive person, and he's not either. So for him to do that would be fucking insane. It would be so terminally online.
And though I agree with the sentiment that he should do this, I don't think it's enough for everyone to forgive him. I do have a solution, though.
What is that? Should he defend a fucking some kind of a child groomer?
An idea that will make everybody even forget about this shitty video as well. iDubbbz, you gotta make a content cop on George Floyd.
Okay.
Listen, I don't make the rules. It's the only way everyone will love you again. Now,
I don't understand. Like, do you think it's funny? Like, I don't get it. Like, I just want to be absolutely clear. From an objective perspective, I'm funnier than you. I'm funny. That's what I'm known for. Good commentary and being funny. Right? Like, that's my whole thing. Those are my top videos. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a good example. Here we go.
The cleanest country in the world.
Okay, well, there's no wrong answer.
Like, if you had to guess the cleanest country.
Yeah.
I gotta say India.
That's one wrong answer. There you go, guys. I'm such a funny guy. I do be having funny memes, guys. What is this block for? What the fuck?
This guy's hobby is...
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Another commentary that's too long to really roll off the tongue there. Okay? This is an oldie but goodie. I like this one.
Rises to Fat Acceptance movement is unfortunately delusion.
Obesity, as we've discussed before, is not fucking real.
I'm disappearing! That one's funny. That one's silly. That one's silly, dude. This is a really funny one. This is a really funny one, Jar. You like this
Pichu
one?
and Jaden don't like porn being drawn of their characters. Now, I will say that, embarrassingly, Jaden Animations is kind of my YouTube crush. Of course, she's way out of my league, and I'm not talking about the real her, I'm talking about her cartoon character. Now, to be fair, her avatar is quite attractive, and so is Wolfie Chews. But should we really...
This is a good one, too, Jar. You'll love this one. That's a baby. That's a baby. That's a baby. Okay.
Wolfie Chews. But should we really be drawing porn of people if they don't want us to draw porn of them?
Nobody had any blackmail information on you, and you still said that, brother. You didn't have to say it. There we go, dude. The king of comedy. The point that I'm making was one I wanted to build up to showing this clip of you being a disgusting, weird freak, but then also that I am funny. Like, that's part of what I'm known for. It's part of my brand is being kind of a funny guy. That's part of what I'm known for. Okay? And I take value in that humorous aspect, okay? You're not funny. It's just not funny. It doesn't even make sense. Oh, content cop George Floyd. What does that mean? LOL, George Floyd. Like, what's the joke? I don't get it. It's just like stupid. It's just you. This is the problem, is that like to you, jokes are just racism. You see, I made racist jokes, but I'm funny about it. See, I have timing. I understand. I've social cues. You don't, right? You don't know what you're talking about. So I'm hilarious. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for affirming my belief in myself. Thank you. That's the point that I wanted to make.
Now, some people might be thinking right now, Jar, why a content cop? Yeah, George Floyd isn't a content creator. Well,
why are you still doing this?
Well, that's where you're wrong, dear viewer. George Floyd...
Most of my jokes are off the cuff, guys. Thank you, guys. I don't know. I appreciate I appreciate it. I'm very funny. Thank you, guys. Incredible.
Once shot an amateur porno, which very much makes him an internet content creator. Just think of...
You're just like really explaining this joke. This is incredible. This guy just to be clear, about 10% of this video is this joke. Maybe about 8%. That's incredible. 8% is the amount of money that Walmart overall collects from welfare, from SNAP benefits, by the way. So if we removed SNAP benefits heavily, it would have a negative impact on the economy because it's basically just money. That's all it is. Additionally, they pay a lot of their workers so low that they can't actually get SNAP benefits. That's like funny joke too. It's called double dipping. It's called corporate welfare. Anyway, you thought for like 8% of this video is you making a horrible joke about doing a content comp on George Floyd because you thought it was funny that a black guy died, I guess. And now you're over-explaining it to justify it. It's weird.
Think about it, Ian. Keep this one in the back of your mind for later.
Yeah.
With that, this is the...
Oh, like the back of the bus, dude. That's what he's saying. Oh.
End of the video. This was just the Chudbot, Israel's strongest soldier, and I'm gonna go...
I don't even know what that means. I don't know if he thinks it's like funny or I don't even care. It doesn't matter. I'm fatigued. I'm clinker fatigued right now.
Or to Judaism, just to piss off the left.
Listen to his conversation with Bullbacks. I already did.
See ya! Before we get to the credits, I just want you guys to know that I finally, at long last, uploaded my full review of The Acolyte onto my new channel. There's some other original content on there, like my full reviews of Stranger Things Seasons 1 through 4, and my full review of Velma Season 2. I hope you guys check.
Why wouldn't you just put this on your main channel and just shift your main channel to doing this instead of whatever the fuck this is? Why are you moving to a new channel instead of just putting it up on this channel or whatever you're... Just pick one channel and put stuff up there.
So you might not...
Why do you have 18 different fucking channels, dude? Okay, it doesn't matter. This video is fucking terrible. Jesus Christ.